kakkosolla.
No,
Nää oli tullut vähän myöhässä nää infot silleen.
mitkä?
Siis siihen, että tänne tulee porukkaa taakse
Joo,
selostamaan ynnä
se on
muuta.
ihan normaali.
Niin.
Se on ihan normaali. Täällä on vähän kaikkea varautu.
No ei sen puolen toi vissiin venyy nyt kuitenkin. Tässä kerkee.
Nostatko ton kannen mulle sieltä?
Joo, niin, kyllä. En mä väsynyt ole.
No se on hyvä. Tää ei tarvitse pudota. Jos tietysti joku liina hyvä, niin voisi vähän pussittua.
Mä en tiedä, onko meillä oikein mitään rättää. Ei meillä ainakaan kunnon puhdistusliinoja ei ole.
Tosta.
Vannoa.
Ja testaa vielä.
Tuommoiset palkinnot saatiin. Ostettiin noita Saksan puolelle liittyvä-asuttiin sillä
Isulla.
se rupesi joku ehkä noin puolikas saman tupakas rallisetti.
Joo. Tuli hyvin.
On se kuitenkin ihan kiva. 100 possuja muuta.
Jep.
Joka siinä finaalissa voi voittaa. Kummea pakki.
Meillä ei tuu HDMIin kautta ilmeisesti ääntä.
No sitten se...
Katsokko siis tuossa on ääni auki
Erikseen totta se kannattaa. Sitten te ette tarvii näitä.
No tuolta sai muissa ryyliskivissä. Ne tuotteet tossa.
Mä käyn nopeasti.
Se aika itse sen periaatteessa sen
No ei näköjään tulekaan kuulokkeita, kun ei tuu
erikseen. Me pärjätään ihan hyvin. Me haastatellaan tossa noin ennen turnaista. Tossa noin. Ja toiset tavallaan
Meillä on tähän haastattelua, niin ne tulee täältä. Meidän äänimetästä menee. Me ei pystytä myykittämään, me ei osata myykittää.
Ai nyt se tulee täältä.
Se tulee striimiksi.
Tarkoittaa se Suomessa sitä myös, että siinä vaiheessa kun me puhutaan tuolla, että niitä tavallaan...
Ei, ne jää. Ne on
joo, toi on sellainen, joka... No mutta ei sillä mitään väliä. Yksi finaalista sanoi, että ei mitään väliä, koska kyllä me kaikki tiedetään noin. Juurikin tämä sanoi. Helvettä tähän loppuun oikein näin. Toinen meni tosi nopeasti kovaa pelistä sua suoraan haadettiin syrjään. Istu pöydässä kato.
Se kolmas pöytä oli sellainen.
Testi, testi, testi. Testi, testi, testi. 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 Testi, testi, testi. Testi. Testi, testi. Toimii hyvin. Joo, elikkä saatiin toimia sieltä syötyä.
Tässä oli kyllä hieno peli. Ketä siinä on? Ne jotka ei oo
Petri, onko sun puolesta aloittaminen? Onko kaikille finalisteille haastattelut tuolla? Meillä on... Sen jälkeen osoittaa pelaajat tänne, tehdään seatingit tässä. Joo, okei. Tommi, Henrik, ja Diego on siellä. Okay, let's start with the interviews. In the seat order, so Peetu, Moistu, Tommi, Henrik ja Diego. Let's start with Peetu.
Pitäisikö muut ajaa tonne vai?
Ei, kun katsotaan tästä.
No niin, hyvä, joo.
Haastateltava tulee mihin? Joo, hyvä. Joo. Voiko se olla tällä näin? Haluatko Aksu tulla tähän näin? Se laittaa, katsotaan hostit. Esitellään hostit. Tuu sä tähän näin kuitenkin. Haluatko tuolta tämän dekin? Joo. Tuu tähän näin selkä hyökkäät sekin. Joo. Sanotaan sitten kun kuvaa, niin... Hyvä. Apparently we are running at the moment. Hello, and welcome to join us here at the Finnish European Championships qualifier 2017 at Ropecon. I'm Janne Lönnqvist, the Finnish national coordinator, and I'll be your host today. And my co-host will be Akseli Aksu Jalava, the Motormouth.
Hello, good evening.
Okay, we're going to start the thing. Aksu, now if you want to check the decks, you can go off. We're going to start the event by quickly going through with every of the finalists. And now joining me here is Peetu Makkonen, who is at the first seed with amazing 10 VPs. Peetu, well, actually, yeah, I got that covered. So tell us briefly about your deck.
Well, it's basically the idea firstly was to just include Beast into like whatever, you know, just play a basic dominate. Your basic dominate whatever kind of attack, and add Beast to that just basically to counter weenie animalism or any kind of that sort of stuff that has decent combat but very limited amount of maneuvers. For example, if you do a slam with a Beast, it usually takes off a weenie animalism guy, like with a single punch, and the rest of the plan was just do dominate basically.
So dirty dominate plus Beast.
Basically that, yeah.
Okay. Do you perceive some other finalists as bigger threat than the others?
I have no idea, to be honest, because I didn't have any time to scout, so I just know the guys by face. So I have no idea what they're playing.
Excellent. So you're totally in the dark. Okay. How do you plan on winning? Well, it's dominate, so duh.
Obviously, like do dominate stuff. when you're top seed, you just always take first Oast. You have to Oast first and then survive. That's basically the stuff. Everyone else wants you dead, so just take the first VP, so no one else gets like ahead of you, and then just keep on surviving. That's basically it all.
Thank you. I think that covers it. Or if you want to say something more to the viewers.
No, just look out for Guido. Guido is going to be awesome.
Okay, thank you. Mikko. So joining me next is our second seeder, Mikko Moisander, and I think you had 2 game wins and 9.5 VPs. Come over here a bit closer, please.
That's correct.
Okay. Tell us briefly about your deck.
Well, I'm playing Osebo 9 1 419 operation deck with some combat and brain was for added giggles.
Okay, cool. Do you perceive some other finalists as bigger threat than the others?
I didn't really know. The Nefondi deck from last table was rather nasty.
So Tommy is sort of, at least at the moment, ranking high on your list. How do you plan on winning?
Put lots of operations in the play and just watch the table collapse.
That's a good plan. Okay. Thank you. Tommy. Then joining us next is Tommi Hakomaa. He's third seed with 2 game wins and 5.5 victory points. Tommi, tell us briefly about your deck.
I'm just playing basically your friendly Nefandi deck with just liquidations and Ashur double module.
So the current sort of a favorite Nefandi dirty tricks.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, cool. Do you perceive some other finalists as bigger threat than the others?
I'm not sure. I think they all are bigger threats.
Okay, cool.
Petu also got 3 game wins, but still.
Okay. How do you plan on winning? Anything special? I mean, it's a Nefandi deck. It works certainly. But do you have sort of any unconventional plans?
I think I don't have. I just see where it's going and just do my job.
Okay, thank you. And joining us next is Henrik Klipström, who's obviously from Sweden and the inner circle member here. He's got 1 game win and 5.5 VPs. Henrik, tell us briefly about your deck.
Oh, it's Lodin Olaf Holte Ventrue Princess with sticks. Nothing exciting.
Just the regular stuff. Okay. Do you perceive some of the other player a bigger threat than the others?
My main problem is that Thiago plays exactly the same deck as I do, so we're gonna have to like split the crypt or contest them.
Oh, that's sort of a big disadvantage. Okay, yeah. Well, besides that, do you have any plans on how you're gonna win the game?
Well, we'll see about the seating. That will decide a lot.
Okay, so no sort of special dirty tricks included in the deck.
Dirty tricks. I play 2 Heart of Initiators. Maybe get one of those early. It's good.
Kind of heart of cheating kind of helps. Yeah, indeed. Okay, thank you. And then we have Mr. Tiago Brum over there. Tiago obviously is from Portugal, and he had, obviously, most everybody should know you, at least the hardcore players. Thank you, joining us. You had 1 game win and 5 victory points, and let's see. Tell us briefly about your deck. Henrik kind of covered it because apparently your decks are more or less the same.
Yeah, it's the typical Venture stick deck with Camarilla Princess. Same, been working since 2009.
Yeah, why change something that is working already? Yeah. Do you perceive some of the other players as bigger threat than the others? Is there a certain player that you think that is a higher threat to you than the others?
Actually, 3 of them I've only met today. I've never played with them before.
Did you see any of the decks on the previous rounds and based on that experience?
Yeah. I mean, only the colleague that came in top seeds. I didn't see his deck. The other 2 that are not Henry, I've played with them already.
So you have a very good idea how they work.
Yeah. And I think it's going to be very, very competitive final.
Yeah, of course. Regarding that, how do you plan on winning?
I don't know. It depends on how the events come out because there's two players playing with Gehenna events. It depends on how they sit. I'm very happy that I don't have the responsibility to choose where I sit.
Yeah, with the fifth or fourth seater, it's always very easy.
Yeah. And yeah, then we'll see how it goes. It's how the cards run and mix of luck and try to do as least mistakes as possible.
Okay. Indeed, so that's very important thing.
Really super honored just to be here.
Well, it's very nice to having you here. It's your first time here in Ropecon. What's your sort of you haven't been able to see much of the whole gaming events so far, but what's your general take on the Ropecon?
I like it a lot. It's like a mini Origins in some extent, which is really good.
Yeah, basically this is something like 4,000 people. So
Yeah, and lots of stands, lots of things to see, lots of things to spend money in. So yeah, I'm having lots of fun.
so would you recommend the event for everybody next year?
Completely.
Okay, welcome to join us next year when we have Grand Prix here. All right, we'll go to check in the seating and then we start the game. Yep. So Diego and Henrik are going to be just sitting on the table, and we'll have Tommi check where he's going to sit. Well, you can place some kind of marker if you want to. Yeah. Everybody's still just coming over from. Come over here, Petu. Oh, joining us here on stage, I don't know if you can see, is Petri Westman, who has been organizing these events for, say, past 20 years or something.
Way too long.
Well, you have some experience running these alone, and at one time it used to be basically after EC the biggest tournament of BTS in the whole world.
Well, I'm not sure about that, but I think it used to be. Okay.
93 people was the highest number of attendees, so it was big. This year we have just 37, but it's not bad either.
It's okay. And it's a lot less hectic running tournament for 37 people than it is for about 100 people.
Well, duh. Okay. So basically what we have here is Henrik and Diego. You just place some kind of markers there, and then Tommi checking where he's going to sit.
I'm going to over here.
Over there, between them, obviously. So you go, yeah, Diego's prey and being the predator of Henrik. So then we have Mikko. Moisku, come over here. What you doing still there? Get over here. So there's Diego, Tommi and Henrik.
You guys.
So between Diego and Tommi. So Petu, where would Mr. Top Seed want to sit himself?
So that's Henrik, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
That'll be you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Diego. And then it's Mikko,
That'll be you, yeah.
and then it's Tommi.
So but you're over here,
Yeah.
aren't you?
Yeah. Shall we dance together?
No.
Okay.
Not exactly. What I'm gonna do is start over here, yeah.
Oh, now we're going to have a contest between prey and predator.
Then I'll randomize who gets first starting position. So starting from one, if I get a 6, I'll roll again. So one and here.
One is Petu.
One is better. Three. So
Tommi is
that
the first seader. Not first seader, but the beginning player.
beginning.
Okay.
Okay, and then the person who sits in that position there needs to put on the headset. Because all the other positions have a microphone,
Yeah.
so the end position gets a
Yeah.
headset. Whoever that is. Pick your poison.
I prefer not to sit there.
Yeah, me too. But
Somebody needs to go there. So.
You can handle that there. No?
I'm the least seat, so okay. I think it's
our abilities.
How do I put this contraption on? Like this?
Yeah.
Something?
So because of that, you start with 10 extra pool.
Oh, so nice, Mr.
And then I'd ask everybody to speak clearly and maybe announce a bit more than you normally would about what you're doing because so people who are watching this figure out what
Yeah, that's fair.
I think Janne is doing some background narration somewhere to fill in the gaps, but
They goes with the table.
Yeah,
Really fun.
I'd like to point out to the finalists that it would be nice if you could talk loudly and clearly. And also, when some of your characters plays a card, please would you try to announce which card it is because it sure helps the viewers knowing what's going on in the game.
Oh.
Yeah, let's try to do that.
So we should decide on an edge, I guess.
Yep. I'm fine with Nathan.
going that one.
We're gonna go that one or?
Or you
maybe
can
that one?
take
That's
the.
pretty
This
cool.
is larger, but it doesn't.
Yeah, but that's
It doesn't stand out.
it's
that much.
visible.
Yeah, I'd rather have that one there.
Okay, people viewing
can you
the
please keep-
stream, we are just about to start. The seating has been done, and we are just sort of waiting for the players to shuffle their decks and get through the initial preparations. All the players have microphones there, so apparently we should be hearing what they are saying. Well, at least you should be hearing, and we will try to blabber not that much on top of their
I'll be on them soon.
their performance with Ox around here. But if we see something to comment, we'll try to comment and help you guys to see what's going on. So Axel, do you have any kind of sort of opinion on who's having? Obviously, Petu is having the sort of a upper hand here, being the top seeder. But do you have any insights on who's going to be the biggest threat here?
Well, I think that Moisku's operation deck is quite strong and it's very fast.
Did you play against it during the rounds?
Yeah, I played against it and it was very
I haven't
fast.
played with it since.
He managed to do.
So I don't know if I did any changes meanwhile, but I don't think so.
it's more for the
Yeah, it might be a bit of a problem to Tommy because Tommy basically his only defense kind of is the unmasking with his Nefandi,
Yeah.
and basically he obviously also has bounces, but Moscow doesn't rely on that much. So
And then we start talking.
and obviously also the
And
Nefandi,
eventually we
the
might
more you
be
bring them
playing
out,
as well.
the less you're going to have pool.
And also Moscow have those I don't remember the card name, but action card that you could use to steal allies.
Oh, okay, yeah. For which discipline?
It's a record clan.
Osobo.
Yeah.
Osobo still an ally card. Okay, sure. I don't recall it either. So yeah, that's kind of nasty.
It's come a little bit behind the corner for me.
Yeah, definitely. I kind of, if Tommy doesn't see it,
Yeah.
if Tommy hasn't played against.
Well,
Oh, he has played. Yeah,
Tommy
yeah.
has played.
Yeah, on the third round I noticed. Actually, on the third round was kind of funny because we had Moisku or Mikko and Tommy and Tiago all in the same
That's
table.
true. And still, all of them is in final table.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
So all of them played first two rounds quite well. But actually, Henrik and Diego have pretty much same kind of decks.
Yeah,
So, and they will most likely have a chance to contest.
sooner or later, I got Henrik being the predator here between them two. If he sort of gains upper hand with the pool, his definitely his strategy is going to contest Tiago with something. Okay, we have a question from the stream. Can we have a recap of the players and decks? Sure. First seeder is Petrus Makkonen, and he is playing
High cap Lassombras with Beast.
Beast. Yeah, indeed. He wanted to have Dirty Dominate plus something to counter the Weenie Animalism and stuff. So there you have a Beast. Yeah. Then the second seed is Mikko Moisander on Moisku, and he's playing Osebo 419 Operation deck. Then on the third seed we have Tommi Hakoma, who is playing the basic Nefandi deck. Then on the fourth seed we have Henrik Klipström, who is playing basically was it Stickman went through?
Yeah. Went through.
As is the fifth seeder Tiago Broom as well.
Yeah,
so
Tiago have some variation comparing to Henrik Krypt. And there is few anti-Venture and so maybe Keith Moody.
Okay.
So it's more focused to bleed.
Okay, sure. So at least that kind of difference.
Yeah.
Okay, it seems that the players have already started, so we try to keep the unnecessarily yakking from the game.
But the bigger is good.
Yeah, I don't know if our director actually can see this, but I think this is probably the best angle that we currently have, because this way you can see hopefully what's on the table. So it seems that Tommi started off with unmasking, which is
liquidation.
Indeed, yeah.
He have already quite many cards.
Yeah, indeed. So, and there's some small capper also in.
Top duck.
It's a tube dog, yeah. Oh, the colorization is kind of funny, but yeah, it does seem to be a tube dog.
But I get Graham.
So now it's Hendrik's turn.
Yeah.
Then it's Tiago. Then it's Peetu, and then it's Moisku. And of course, if you have some other questions, as we had the previous one, feel free to place them. We'll try to answer when the staff is able to sort of hand them over to us. So now apparently I'd say that Henrik and Tiago are sort of discussing what minions to bring out. I think that is the reason why Henrik's turn is taking so long, which means they're going to choose as their initial minions.
We double the head.
It would be rather unfortunate to sort of for both of them to invest on the same same minion.
Most likely both they want to get ready now.
Probably, yeah.
Because it's definitely best in Crypt. And especially I think that Henrik really needed against Nep Hunters, because without permanent one prevent,
Yes.
he might end up in very big trouble very soon.
Please stay.
One trap may force him to burn many prevent cards.
Discarding condition, I see. Now it's up to Tiago. Tiago brings Dreams of the Sphinx. Strong start. Tapping it immediately. Probably putting it to influence, right? Yeah. So he has 3 more transfers.
To be honest, when I looked Peetu's deck through, it was very surprising. Good for you. If I remember correctly, I didn't find any immortal crabbles or such a thing.
Yeah.
So there is also
Discarding blanket knight.
shadow boxing.
Yeah. He basically said that he wanted with the beast, he wanted to counter the Weenie Animalism, which is predominant at the moment.
Okay, blanket knight discarded.
Yeah.
So,
Effective management to get more.
Then Moist plays that's
effective
effect. Yeah, one new character. Or minion, sorry.
very possible 3 capacity,
And
basic tokens, basic house.
I can't remember. It's the 3 capper. Which one's is it Oned? No, it's not Oned.
I'm discarding anything.
Okay.
Let's use.
Use my master phase for partner.
We actually don't have any headphones here, so we can't hear what the players are saying. But I see Tommy playing a Parthenon and tapping it immediately, and playing.
Ashur Taboo.
Yeah, Ashur Tablets. Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
I took look at
Oh.
anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like.
Let's hunt. Rocks? Maybe?
Nah. Actually, do I need to burn him for
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, if you
Ah,
burn
okay.
him, yeah.
So there goes Top Dog.
torturing is easy. Burning is
Hard.
Maybe Tommy still have chance if he can get minion straight away out.
Yeah, there's the one imbued that he has. Is it Beatrice or? I think it's Beatrice.
Yeah.
Let's take second shot.
So that's the imbued with plus bleed.
Plus 1 bleed, yeah, and if I am controlling any other ready input,
Yeah,
I have to deal 1 damage to it in my interface.
What was the conviction?
Second try.
Second side.
intercept or minus stealth.
Yeah.
Minus intercept. Yeah.
Let's discard. Strike with conviction.
Okay.
Okay. No monsters?
I really miss not playing Heartbringers and Necromancy.
Exactly. Necromancy would be so good.
And in this card I play Scorching Knockouts.
Okay.
Passes.
Forge.
Okay, Scourge of the Enochians, yeah.
Can I read the card?
That make kinda make my game a little bit harder.
That's good.
Diego again, using the dreams to influence.
On my Vampire here.
I think the viewers of the stream probably actually hear the players what they are saying. Me and Aksu here, as your commentators, we actually can't hear anything they're saying. So hopefully we're not blabbering too much on top of the players.
So, for transfers,
The card.
Legend.
Tom is afraid of now is Legend of
Yeah.
Leopard.
Inflict 1 damage on vampire
Well done.
controlled by a predator or
filter,
prey,
I don't know if
or
I'm
take
butchering
control of an
the
ally controlled by
word
predator or
in-
prey. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Name.
pretty strong in the position he is at the moment.
Besides looking dashing, he is committed up of Chicago.
Moscow have
Superior
at
dominate
least
42 in presence.
two of those
Inferior
Yeah.
in his
Optex
deck.
info team. Lodin can prevent 1 damage from the
And,
opposing minions.
If his
strike
well,
once
basically,
each combat.
if his deck is
And he belongs
like 90
to
cards,
the
it's entirely possible that we don't even see
plan
that
in both
card in the
the
play
roleplay
at all.
and the card game. I pass.
So
What I'm gonna do is
Tiago
contesting that
got
belief.
now loading.
Venture is definitely not the best
Okay.
plan.
that's okay.
Check the
Yeah.
with the
Check the
numbers.
table.
What it is actually La Sombra, and Guido Luciano is the master of that clan.
Strange.
Someone has
strange
to.
thought from Pedro.
It is now denied your claim for the best clan.
It's
This
perhaps he
current
didn't
clan.
get Guido.
Okay.
Slam, of all things.
Slam.
He have also many other
Mhm.
big capper.
Yeah.
No master face from me.
His weakest
Uh,
vampire.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Not going well, but what you can do?
I don't
Let's play some
That's
419
the first
operations.
419er.
Pardon?
I have no idea what that is. Tom can remove it.
Pause one stealth
Yeah.
action.
Right away.
Put this card in play.
Well, it's
So that
basically if
during your round phase,
Mikko
you
has
may move one
loads and
pool
loads of them, it's
from
just
your
side
praise pool
Yeah.
to this card,
Tom can take
or move the
all,
pool on this
free
card to
the
your pool.
All of them, yeah.
Burned edge
Yeah.
to remove that.
Your prey
Yeah, indeed.
can burn the edge.
But then
To
again,
move
it's,
the
it's
counter
Yeah,
on
let's
this
go.
card to
edge
you and burn
removed
this
from
card.
him, so it doesn't benefit him the next turn. So
Yeah. Yeah. Try to block it.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Maybe Mois could have already walking stick and target vitals to get that ally down.
No problems. Yeah. No maneuvers. I'm going to slash. For one of you, they're harder. That's going to leave a mark.
Brutal, guys, brutal.
That's going to leave a mark.
Tommy played.
The card he played was
vitals.
target, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised that Moscow didn't have any combat card.
Getting out the intercept guy. Make a jump.
Oh dear. What am I gonna do about that then?
So it's not full possible deck. It has other clans as well.
Actually, I think that these cards are very
I think that neighbor John is there only to get minion with superior aspects and +1 intercept.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. Yeah, it's so very good a vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Burns you the edge.
I guess that Tommy have already key beam in his hand, because without key beam he can't at the moment tap his only ally.
my childhood again.
Yeah.
Card, react with conviction.
He also got third conviction card out from the deck, which is quite strong.
I'm a troublemaker.
Oh, hello.
There is only one of each those
Conviction.
convictions.
I'm kind of surprised that actually he plays with three. Usually when you see sort of this kind of auxiliary imbued, you might only see just one conviction played. But obviously it gives also more versatility.
Yeah,
The other line.
but you definitely need that
That's really peaceful.
reaction with
First
conviction.
conviction and I govern.
Yeah.
So
He's my
you
friend.
won't lose your
Copy.
ally.
Yeah,
Exactly.
indeed.
I have the rest of the game.
Then
Well, that's basically the first one
Yeah.
you always play.
yeah.
And with the others you get much more sort of a buck for the a bang for the buck.
It's
Yeah.
+1 intercept or -1
I play a vessel
intercept
as
for monster.
the first.
So I didn't see
That's fair.
which minion Henrik brought out, but probably you viewers heard what he brought out. That's 2, 4, 6, 7 capper. But the sleeves are shining so much that you cannot make. Well, I'll go scout.
Yeah.
Are you having one group card to Lou?
Sorry?
Are you having one group card less? No?
Spirit of
Ah, okay, yeah, two.
Shoot,
Yeah, yeah.
govern
Okay, yeah,
that's
and one.
superior to this vampire here.
That's your stuff. No blocks.
You block it? Well,
No surprises there.
well, you
Was
might want to
Graham Gottesman.
Thank you.
Ah, yeah.
Good choice.
He will
Some
block mine.
wounds and solid disciplines.
Yeah, it's combat. You're acting.
I'm the
Superior
for range.
Dominate.
Dominate and fortitude. Always
Nothing?
good.
Me neither.
Yep.
Ranger Reckless. I punch one.
Punch one?
I prevent responsibility.
Yeah.
And no press.
No press?
Tommy have very strong setup now.
I use my third and final
He
counter on
got
range.
Antonio already out, and he can start to pull Nefandis from deck.
To get Mr. Mustafa the air.
Maybe he can manage to handle those operation.
Yeah.
So Mosk won't get lots of them in table.
Yeah, probably getting the unmasking out immediately was very big benefit for Tom.
Political action, any older Toreador controlled by another Methuselah can move one blood to Mustafa to force him to cast his votes as that Toreador's controller's wishes.
Yeah, we have no Toreador.
I will discard also a friendly conditioning.
It's full of friendliness disable. This is really good.
See?
It's so friendly. I'm going to play Void for 2. Is that
Okay,
good?
to V-lanes.
Yeah, that's okay. No other masters.
I didn't
Seems like
hear
Buddha must be on the
what
defensive.
Peter told
So
his
it's dominate.
game plan
So
would
it's
be.
dominate. Influence 4 down.
I mean, you have dirty
And-
dominate.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So nobody actually said that they had any kind of special things. They're just gonna see how the table gonna turn out, and nobody had sort of. Oh, that's nice. The zooming in for the player. Yeah.
No additional discards.
Oh yes.
Damn it! One turn late.
Brainwash.
Brainwash.
Which one?
Brainwash.
I was hoping to
Which
get.
one?
Doesn't matter. Just put it there.
Okay. Doesn't matter.
Well, you can't know the cards anyway, so
Yeah,
it's actually random.
Okay.
I was hoping to get that on an opening hand and stop
Yeah, but
the
if he chooses.
Antonio from coming
Oh yeah,
to play.
definitely. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Nope.
No cigar.
I guess I'm going to hunt.
That's your stuff. I have dominate on my back.
I'm not
So I
going
think-
to block that. This time.
Yeah,
This
me
time.
neither. Go on ahead.
So, are you guys going to stop me from getting a sniper rifle?
I'm not going to block that. It's your turn.
No, it ain't. Well, it is actually, yeah.
Yeah.
But
One for me, one for you. No.
but you know what? 2 pool damage is very tempting as well. What I'm gonna do is opt not to block.
Triple? Yeah. It's okay.
I might regret this later on, but I'm just gonna regret that later on. Then.
Yeah.
Not just yet. Anything else?
I guess I'm going to
Influence,
take
maybe?
4.
Okay. Mosk got now a sniper
You
rifle.
split all the clan disciplines at inferior.
I know
Okay.
how useful it's against Nefandis, but at least against
Nightmares upon
badly.
nightmares.
It's
What's
Yeah,
with all the
yeah.
Gehennas? What's going on with this
The last table.
So what does that
Fair
do?
enough, yeah. It's
What
true.
was that?
Yeah, can you please read that out?
Yeah.
I have no
Yeah,
idea.
I haven't, but which one is it? Well,
For each minion, a
viewers
vehicle of
probably
controls will
heard
bring
it.
his or her untapped face.
Okay, yeah. For the
Minions
director,
must burn cards
zooming
from
in
the
into
hand
the
or that of
acting
minion.
player, it's always good.
Cards burned
I think
this way
viewers
are
will
not
get
replaced
much
until
more
the
out of it.
phase. Vampires with capacity greater than the number of Gehenna cards in play and mortal allies are not affected by this card.
Okay.
So at the moment we have what 2 Gehenna cards in play. So on the 2 vampires with
cards.
capacity or less are affected.
Yeah.
And that girl is a mortal ally, so
Yeah.
nobody's affected at the moment.
Okay. But the Nefandi, which might or might not be coming out,
Yeah.
they
will
be
be. Yeah,
affected.
they are definitely going to be affected. Yeah, yeah.
On this
Okay, I'm
So I think that will be Moisku's turn, and we can switch over to the
Very
next
weird.
player.
Important move. No, no, it's a very important.
It is though, yeah.
Impactful.
Yeah, it's most likely going to affect a lot of the stuff on the table later on.
During my interface, I will.
On the other hand, you can cycle the hand better for his Asher tablets.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So there's that.
Yeah, pitch and that one, yeah. And I will play I should have it.
Another Usher, okay.
And do you have any idea how many brainwashes Moscow?
Cycle.
I didn't
Hey,
play
Marco.
against Moisku, so I don't have any idea. But are those really that kind of a big threat for Tommy, because he now has the character he needs out, and he's just going to bring for Nefandi. So it shouldn't be that big a problem.
Antonio's special ability.
Obviously, it's hampering him a bit, but not that much.
From hand as well?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
It's nightmare upon nightmares.
Nightmare upon nightmares, indeed, yeah.
I'm not going.
I actually haven't encountered it in any of games so far, so I mean ever. So, now that you mention, I recognize the picture.
Again, that's Gehenna card.
Even Tommy have to ready.
Can I
Yeah.
remove it?
So it's Hendrik's turn.
Yeah,
It's Haven uncovered there, so probably loading is going to remove it.
yeah.
I remove it.
Yeah.
I can't live here. Two on Jefta Hester.
I'm very surprised that actually Hendrik isn't using governs down, govern superiors, but most likely,
We'll
obviously he
discard
doesn't have
the
that
other
much intercept, stealth,
Yep.
so he's afraid of the unmasking and getting caught.
My
Probably because I remember the game I had with Henrik. He was basically discarding the extra governs for basically each and every turn. So it's a Swedish kind of deck. There's abundance of them. Okay, there you have Tiago using one.
This was the thing I save things instead of blocking the sniper. Whichever is worse.
Excuse me?
I'm just thinking aloud.
Oh, okay. But I believe there's no DIs, right? So
No
I
DIs,
can-
no. That's still your stuff, no blocks.
Like this.
I mean, I don't know, people say that like whoever gets the most governs wins.
Yeah.
So
So
they-
I guess
That's how you got top seed?
No.
my
was
friend
no.
Tiago is going to win because he gets the.
Really? Is that all it takes?
You have to block these.
No, you don't. No, you
Bleed for
don't.
3 at
You,
stealth.
you, you, actually, you actually don't.
Just building
It's
one.
like bleed for, bleed for like none. So you're not going to block ball, are you?
No.
Mati, one.
Sad.
Yes.
Yeah, that one.
Agree.
Hopefully
What
our
is that?
watcher here
Antonio's
at least a little bit better than us.
Yes, actually, I discussed with the director and everybody at home viewing the game actually hears what the players are saying, while we, your commentators, we are totally in the dark.
Yeah.
I think the director could actually zoom in a bit more, because we here have rather big a screen, and it's still somewhat hard to see, make
Thinking if I'm going to do any
make out what's happening on the table. They actually see the cards. But this is actually better, way better.
This is very good.
Yeah, why not?
But I can imagine trying to see this from a small computer screen. It might be a bit tedious. Yes. Nice. Thank you, director.
Guido's not gonna block ball. He can smell your trap. No blocks.
And basically now we could zoom out as well.
It's gonna be one. Oh, that's another one. That's three.
Yes, it is.
Bleed
The three's
4.
gonna go there. Oh my god.
Oh, no surprises there.
That's
Deflects.
Guido. That's what Guido was brought up for.
So it's going to Moisku.
Yeah. Most likely he will block it.
Yeah, there's no stealth involved. Obviously he'll block it because it's a bleed of 4. But
Is it?
isn't it?
Only 3.
Three, indeed, yeah. Okay.
It was a turn after all.
Cycling probably.
Guido has very good senses.
Yeah.
So he does.
It would be hard to imagine Tiago using the stick against Moisku. Doesn't really benefit at the moment.
Nothing else before
Only making
range.
more tender prey for Peetu.
No maneuver.
And Peetu being the first seeder, why help
A
him?
bunch for you one also.
Just cycling for cards. Yep.
Emily Karsten.
Minion.
We did that a lot in the last game.
Oh yeah.
She wasn't in the last game.
Okay,
Anyway,
that's end of
Guido's
Tiago's
Prima
turn, so we're going over to Peetu, so we
During your
could sort
discard
of
phase,
pan
you
around a
burn
bit.
the edge to untap Emily.
Yep,
Superior dominate, inferior force.
and zoom in a bit closer.
And she's also
Even more, please.
a Ventru. And
Yeah.
I pass.
Closer,
She's
closer,
also very problematic.
Yes, this is good. Thank you.
Guido unlocks. This is really, really problematic.
Okay.
Are you packing any combat? Yeah, some probably. Do you want to go and like punch those guys in the face?
Why don't you do your...
Not really.
No, I just want to know.
You play the slam deck, so
I did
you
though,
do.
but Guido doesn't have any potence.
then don't.
So you don't want to go and like kill those if I give you a chance.
Don't think it's worth. We're gonna hit each other and prevent them. Like,
It might though. Well, fair
I'm in
enough.
no hurry.
Okay.
I think that at the moment there's
okay.
Tiago and Hendrik playing against
Ah,
themselves.
Guido, you're
Each
such
other.
a bad
Each
shape.
other and Moisku
So much dominating as well.
Yeah,
Leader
could be.
Fran La Sombra.
No,
Peetu's,
no actions. I'm just gonna
little
go
bit,
straight to influence phase.
out
Can I influence
from
up
the game,
with
but,
4 transfers? Angelica the
for him.
Canonicus.
Yeah.
Because
I think it
Cardinal, and
probably
I can
probably
one
he
siege
sort of doesn't
action,
want to appear as a
burn.
table threat.
Yeah.
X monster cards from hand for
Buy
X
this time a
intercept.
bit and
Has to
then
be all for with one go.
see what happens.
And
All in clan superior?
yes, and inferior obfuscate and celerity.
So she has obfuscate in common with Guido.
So they do.
Still no beast.
Still no beast indeed, but then again he doesn't have that much of a threat from sort of a
Like
Awesome
thing that you
synergy, yeah.
fear the most, animals in
No
combat.
discard.
So
Okay.
there's
least they have,
basically
access
no
to
real
free
need
At least they
to
have
bring
access
out
to
beast. He
free
doesn't have
stealth, right?
Nefandi near him
Exactly.
Yeah.
at the moment, so basically what he just needs is bounces and basically ability to
two guys
lead.
with plus intercept blocking and other one can get even some more. Nice.
Now he can try to use Tiago as his own leader.
Yeah,
Using,
indeed. And
if I remember correctly, Peetu have quite many deflection.
okay,
in
yeah.
his deck, so it is okay for him that Tiago have
Let's play
Like
some
many minions.
three minions.
Just bleed like hell all the time. Yeah.
Four
And
that you don't
also, why bring out
Yeah,
beast
that's
to
an
sort of attack Moisku's minions when Moisku is basically causing damage and being a threat to Tommy?
Just for info.
I think
plans on
Tommy might be
Yeah, yeah.
perhaps
at all.
a bit harder
He'll
opponent
probably do that.
to
You can
pair
discard the master
than Moisco.
I can.
I don't know.
If I want to, yeah.
The sniper
well,
rifle kind of change the thing,
only your
especially
player.
with the neighbor
I will
neighbor
block.
gun.
Okay, you block me.
The
pre-range.
sniper rifle
How many
is
blood do you have?
very bad.
What?
How many blood do you have?
Three.
Three. I'm going to play trap.
So basically, Tommy blocked that 419er.
Go
I'd
team.
say.
Okay.
We can actually, for the director, we can now pan a bit so we can see the next player as well, if
Same here.
possible.
Punch. Ouchie.
Trap
So
will,
we are going to repeat this for 4 rounds.
trap will press. Punch.
I mean, the next player on the left, on the other side of the table.
Trap will press.
Yeah,
Punch.
that's it, thank you.
Okay.
Oh, there's a
Trap will
Molotov
press.
cocktail. Is there,
Burnination.
was it trap? Trap and Molotov cocktail,
Well,
probably.
that was 2 activated damage from
Yeah.
the Molotov. Yeah. Okay. Well, that definitely burns her.
So it burned.
Ouchie.
I don't mind.
Plan B, plan B.
Plan B. Next.
Didn't
Plan
see
B,
that one
get the
coming.
block again.
Neither did
Go
Moisco.
again, go for bow.
It's fine.
Oh, that's a ball.
Jesus.
Okay,
I don't care.
that's pretty bad. For
I have the
for
dominate, guys.
Bear.
Yeah, it's bad for Ped, but Tommy obviously
No, I
doesn't
have the
care.
Yeah.
Everyone has to dominate, guys. So you're not gonna block Bob.
I'm
This is
not
this is
going
going.
Set up
This is
for
probably going to be the
Moscow.
last action, anyways.
I think I'm.
Moscow have also eagle
I don't
sights
wanna camp.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay,
in
now.
his deck, so
But that was
at
really
some
fast.
point he might start
with
to
one
block
energy, like,
also
probably
Tommy's
with,
direct actions against Henrik.
Yeah.
Not a
Especially,
fan of this.
obviously, Moisco will have to think whether he's going to sort of prevent other players
Well,
being
at least I
ousted.
have good or something.
It's always tricky when you sort of end up playing as the table police. Okay,
Free
yeah.
range, no?
No, pre-range.
No. Are we gonna be close? Close is fine. Where I got strike?
I'm going to strike.
So apparently-
my one hand.
How on earth did Peter block that?
1 damage hand strike.
There's Haven uncovered that was thrown away.
I'm gonna strike you for a slam of 3.
Okay.
So pay 1 and lose 1 from the hands.
See, you don't need any beast for some nice ultra violence.
Are we gonna press?
Yep.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Also fun action.
Slam.
He used Angelica's specialty.
Discard a Mastercard to
Your bubbles just a little bit too much.
Yeah, they did
Honeycomb.
intercept.
intercept. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Trying to hunt.
Character that you see so rarely that you don't
How many
recall.
blood do you have?
Yeah, that's
One.
the one. Do you have a strike with conviction?
Usually you
Just like-
see
You don't.
like
Yeah.
Mongada
That's
Yeah.
and Montano
That's
and
good. Yeah.
what else? Apollonius. Oh,
You
what
have no
was that?
pre-range?
Yeah, probably
10
not that one.
No,
no, not Apollonius, but 10 cap black
White
hand
House.
Oh yeah.
Lassambra.
I
Go
don't know
home.
the name though.
Go Africa. You.
So now we can switch over to the next player.
Actually, I was going to see you say you raised.
That's right, and zoom in a bit closer.
But please do. Let's keep following.
For viewers that can't see those cards near the VTS symbol, they are 2 Azure tablets, and underneath them is a copy of Parthenon.
Okay, so I'm going to need some more vampires to be whacked.
That's nice.
So is that one?
Moisco had
Iblisa.
quite
Iblisa.
decent setup
Superior celerity,
game.
inferior
at
aspects.
start of his turn. But
Yeah.
And I actually get my hand size.
at the end of his turn, it's totally fucked up.
Yes.
Tommy burned one.
Vampire.
Yeah, and
Already
Pedro,
vampires with
surprised 1 hour, so
To me, it kind of
Moisco's
starts to seem
now
like
very
he's
bad
not playing Cousins in the
Yep.
deck.
We'll
Seriously.
see, for example,
What is it playing?
Tiago will help him out
My
by
check on
rescue.
Yeah, but like what kind of
Or
counters? Like slams,
Tommy
grapples,
used this
thrown gates,
opportunity to
disarms.
expand his game further.
He has some.
His cards.
Start to threaten
some probably
Hendrik.
some stuff possible.
During my
Contact phase, I will play
Now,
strike
now he have
Waiting for me, yeah.
inbuilt fully set up.
But you're just being like kind of cryptic-ish.
Also,
Please, Steve.
unmasking for that one. To keep Nefandi untapped.
He's basically discarding
Sorry,
second
my
copy of
interface.
Unmasking, and is he not bring another copy of
Yeah.
Nefandi?
Yeah,
I know
I
only
have
the minions.
Not Nefandi there.
Yeah. Let's play Ashur.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh,
First cycle of
yeah.
For the record,
Cobalt.
grow.
I see that I kind of prematurely moved over to Tommy because already now his turn.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I had no intention whatsoever to be sitting next to him. I didn't even know what kind of black he's playing.
He had
Well, now I know.
I will take everything but
Ashur tablets.
unmasked.
So
back
Yeah.
to my deck.
Plenty of those going around.
And I have to take something to
and
my hand.
the first set of Ashur tablets can be played straight away. You don't have to wait
Yeah.
to have cards in his card pile to get full benefit.
That might
Further.
work. Yeah, let's see.
Well, in the game I was playing with Tommy, it was actually took very long time for him to get the third
Slow
Ashur.
withering.
And
That's,
we were actually kind of counting that there's a possibility that he might liquidate all his remaining Ashurs, which would have been rather bad.
yeah.
Jeez.
Slowly during his hand. So
Feel general happiness in it.
Oh yeah.
other
That's
guys
what vampire is about.
gonna
Genuine
have
happiness.
some cards
Sometimes together.
with superior
only superiors.
Yeah. As long as you play multiplayer, it's gonna be okay. Like okay, yeah.
It's gonna get worse.
Yeah, definitely, it will. I have no idea what we're gonna do about that. I hope someone has uncoiling or something.
I have to discard down to my hand side.
actually playing some more
It's
again.
Pantheon. Second master phase will be Ashur tablet.
Another Ashur, obviously.
Oh,
I don't think anybody else is playing Ashurs, so
yeah.
let's see.
You can play those
Yeah.
now freely. So
Chris would like
you
to
don't have to
review it.
worry about other
Ha-ha.
player actions.
Defend my kingdom with second side.
So it's
Plus -1 intercept for all monsters.
so he's getting
Basically, that's it.
second tradition still works.
One move
Yeah.
So it does.
to stealth.
yeah. Oh, that's
Yes.
second
Play
tradition.
second tradition.
So certainly don't want to crowd him around.
Vampire unlocks and tries to go.
And trust.
Yeah, with 2 inertia.
You got me. No pre,
No pre,
no maneuvers.
no maneuvers.
Strike with hand with 1.
Strike with hand.
For the director, I think this is the best
Wherever he goes.
Yeah,
angle that we can get. We have the player who's playing his turn and his prey,
keep
the
on
next
coming up
player
and we
on
get
the
in
left,
and keep on like
who's
piling up.
usually the one reacting to
You
the
guys are
acting
not
player.
going to survive that. Probably not me either. But like unless you guys.
The three of us are in big trouble.
It's going to
Definitely.
use Antonio.
But is this you trying to make our minds to let you have 2 VPs?
Please do. No, yeah, well, yeah, that would be very beneficial to me. But like, I'm not like gullible.
There's another
So I have a second copy of Nefandi.
just pointing things out. I mean, I'm getting genuinely worried about that thing. I just wonder what you guys are going to do about that. If you're going to do about
some
anything.
stuff with us.
I'm gonna try to
can't
kill them
like-
in order.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Can't back
that
out
works.
then.
If that works for you.
No, there's no politics here. There's no.
No withering. You could always try to kill the girl in the hospital. Yeah, of
Well,
course.
that should be done. To be fair, I mean, he should definitely do that.
No stealth.
It's a free kill.
It was strange to notice that actually players are seated in the
if they-
seeding
if they
order.
kill, Beatrice.
The
free kill,
first seed,
basically.
Peetu, we have Moisku, who is second seed.
Yeah,
Then third seed, Tommi, and fourth seed,
Yeah.
Here's the guy without.
Henrik, and
Okay.
lastly,
No dreams
Diego
and stuff?
on the fifth seed and the fifth place.
Try for dreams.
The play started from Tommi, so the third seeder started the game though.
Henrik, it's like we're playing the same deck.
And that's
Yes.
Crimson Sphinx for Henrik.
There's still no contest.
Cards.
And if you just joined us, we are watching the 2017 Finnish European Championships qualifier. And yeah, we played something like, what, 15-20 minutes? Probably a bit more.
Don't like fighting the founders.
Close to half an hour probably.
That's the plan.
After one.
I spent 2 hours of my day today doing that, and it wasn't fun.
Yeah.
So he should die.
No,
But I wonder how we're going to do that.
that's not nice. Come on, you're my ally.
No,
That's so much for you.
Yeah. Let's be allies.
Yeah.
We should definitely be allies.
Hunt.
No block. Sorry.
What, you're not going to block?
No block. Come on.
Yeah,
Try to
calm down.
strangle that. Yeah, no. Just strangle you.
And then it's influence phase. I pay 1 to see 1. And then it's discard phase, and I will discard some cards. Starting with discard. Use hand size, bonding, and Ironbar. You.
Come on, Tiago. For the imbued.
Kill the imbued. You're the only one who can.
Can I do something? And if you do something, I can.
Because like, yeah, because basically the walking stick is the only one, only thing who can like actually do something about the Finaali.
Okay, now it's
true.
table talk time.
Yeah, indeed.
Actions against you.
Surprisingly little table talk so
And
far.
as long as I have this one, he's going to block me and he's not going to.
Well, Tommi and Moisku
He's just basically
don't
safe
have
state.
that kind of deck that
This next turn, I'm not going to do that.
so much
But
table
just
talk.
clear it, say, you can
If Tommi would play
fear of Beatrice.
some kind of political deck,
Yes, there would be no entries blabbering.
yeah.
I don't want to die.
With some people, even though the deck doesn't actually require that much interaction, the people just keep on talking.
Front blade of one.
Bleed of one.
Yeah, one's good. No blocks.
No blocks.
No blocks.
It's friendly bleed of 3.
Then blade of 3.
Peetu has declined blocks, but he's probably going to have a deflection there.
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Sad. Well, that's sad.
It's very sad.
Otherwise, it's a bleed
But yeah, all
of
the
4.
governs must be inferior now because of him.
Yeah, I'll take.
He's taking it in, okay. That was a surprise.
Cunning maneuver.
Yeah,
Didn't see that coming.
indeed not. Indeed not.
Can I see the different? Of course.
One.
Not blocking the one.
It's one.
That was one.
I will play one to C1 because I hear that's in fashion.
That is though.
And I will discard absolutely nothing. Pass.
So for the director now we can change the player and just pan around a bit.
If your actions to try to kill the girl, I will do the same.
Oh yeah.
And like you, I choose not to.
No, master.
Yeah, now we have
Angelic
first seeder Peetu's turn.
attempts under siege. Yeah, definitely. We need to have some defense first. At +1 stealth, it costs me 1 pool. Gives me 3 counters, and my Sabbath Vampires can use a counter to unlock and attempt to block at +1
I like
intercept.
card very much.
Mhm.
It's very useful.
Yes, you're right. I'm sorry.
This one is,
I'm going to block it.
extreme,
Are you gonna block it?
Yes.
Awesome. You don't need any extra.
Yeah, and Moisco
Are you
seems
gonna-
like he doesn't like it that much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Doesn't need the extra intercept
That's a
because of
1
Neighbor John.
extra stealth from Shroud of Night.
Now he
So
does.
I can
Yeah.
cycle
Yeah,
this anyway.
exactly. I'll have.
I bet
On inferior, that's shot.
Peetu can get through that
I'll
action
have
quite easily.
1 stealth from inferior part
Okay.
of the gathering.
You go.
It's gonna be okay.
Yep.
It's gonna be okay.
Yeah, it's
Correct.
to be stealth, right?
Yes, there is.
Way above my pay grade.
Awesome. Under siege is
You get paid, Terry? You get paid?
Don't you? No. Then you're doing something wrong.
Yes, I'm doing something wrong. I know I'm doing something wrong. But
I'm not enjoying myself.
Really?
It would be nice to be able to
fourth seed.
show the viewers the hands of each player taking their turn, but unfortunately we have limited number of cameras and the top camera isn't really that able. Now I basically think that Moisco here on the left is probably one that the camera can actually pick the hand better, but we actually don't want the cameras to show them because there's also audience here for which the thing is screened from the table, so it's possible for the players to catch a glimpse of the screen. So we don't want to show that much of players' hands there.
So, how much red does he have? You have sign?
Sorry?
Let's go see. I have too many minions left.
Okay, shall we dash?
It's going to be rescue, no rescue, or 1-9er.
Let's dance. Nefandi.
In case somebody, well, yeah, it
I
doesn't
have
matter.
a stick.
Okay.
Everyone's doing the walking stick thing.
So it's a block.
I'm doing the walking stick thing.
Are you?
Doesn't seem so.
Stick
All
action.
friends, back.
Yeah, and I will punch. Actually, not punch. Just shoot you for fun.
I'm sorry, you punched?
No. Shoot.
Well, at least with the stick, Moisco can do some damage to the Nefandi.
Oh, that's true.
Are you
No
currently-
pressure.
Walking sticks are
I'm
really
not
good against the
currently
Bandai. Or like,
A little bit. A little bit.
yeah. They're better against the Bandai than against other things.
You should be discarding the 4-1-9er
In a
though.
sense.
It was blocked.
Okay. Let's take out more guys to be for punching backs.
I think that one has superior potency.
Super potent. Yes.
Yeah.
-1 bleed.
Now we're talking.
-1 bleed.
If she doesn't have any over.
Oh yeah, which he won't.
So now we can switch over to the next player director, please.
On the face, I'm going to use second shot and
I told you this.
Sorry, maybe I was really
She's
supposed to be doing.
3 cap, right?
sorry.
Or is it 2 cap?
What?
3 cap.
2 cap?
3 cap.
3 cap.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Oh, yeah. True.
I'm going to discard liquidation for Nefan. No
Don't
replacing
replace
before.
that.
Sorry? You only replace at your master phase. Really?
Yeah.
You don't get to see what you are throwing.
First, you decide all the cards that you're rid of, and then before you don't get to pick and choose.
First do it on your unlock.
So discard card first.
You're going to discard a batch.
Okay. Interesting.
So it is.
May I still discard second one?
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, second copy of Brainwash. I missed that one.
Just don't get to see what you replace. Nefandi.
The main point is that you cannot discard one, see what you get.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Nefandi would like to bleed you for one.
Yeah, I'm blood for one.
Only one.
Yes. Edge moves.
That's theirs.
Sorry, Thiago.
Yeah, those.
So sad.
It is what it is.
We have a question from a viewer. How many players did we have today? We had mere 37 players, so the mighty Ropecon player attendance has been nibbled down during the years. At heyday, it used to be steadily over 80 and up to the maximum of 93. But in the recent years, we've gone down to 50, 40, now 37. Still a respectable number, but a far cry from what it used to be. But then again, I think in the olden days, there used to be players that played only once per year. So you had these random sort of victory points for people occasionally.
No periods.
No runs.
No.
I think that we
Shoot
have
you for one.
For one.
players that play at least
For one.
one per month.
Better?
Or something
Could be.
like
I don't certainly. But yeah, actually, we did have one first timer in a tournament. It was her first tournament, so that was nice. Petri actually told me that her prey was actually trying to sort of suggest something, that trying to sort of have a talkative moment, but she obviously countered it with the Ponzex. So she's already learned the ropes. There, Tommy's set up building nicely. Third, Nefandi. So
Not going to discard anything?
misses now and that Wakabon Mystic.
Yeah.
and basically those are a bit difficult for Henrik because I'm guessing he's packing quite a lot of bounces, deflections and such, but using them for Nefandi bleeds of one is so very frustrating. But sooner or later he'll have to do it because he can't keep on eating the bleeds of one all the time, and it's usually not just one Nefandus that is bleeding. So it's a bit tricky situation for him. And the pool situation for both is both Henrik and Thiago is pretty same. 12 Henrik and 15 Thiago.
Did you use the dreams?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it's locked.
Yeah.
Well, it went down 5 last turn. Condition bleed and regular bleed of 1. It kind of surprised me that the second bleed was only for 1.
Fun fact, last time I played this game, you were still tapped and untapped and untapped.
And now it's locked.
Okay, I have
Times change.
no actions,
Yes, I did.
and I will pay 1 to see 1. Ooh, the vampire does not in play. I will discard.
This is looking really, really bad, to be fair.
Yes.
I mean, you're just only on the offensive. He can be all on the offensive. And there's the sniper rifle.
I'm discarding some victory condition. Victory cards. Done.
Problematic, so it is.
My unlock phase plus 1 plus 1.
Yeah, because you don't have any pressure at all.
Yo, Tiago, do you have any extra actions to save Camarilla?
Let's see how this goes. Since I can't use it at
For those of you who haven't listened from the beginning,
Well, you can.
previous player
Of course
Henrik
you
and
can.
a player with the current turn, Tiago, but basically playing with the same deck, and Tiago ended up having loading the sort of main
we have
character
a
in the
thing in Portugal regarding last
decks.
So
They should die, yeah?
no.
Excellent. Don't tell me what it is. I don't want to know.
Cryptic.
But then again, Guido's never died to anything. Guido's still standing. Should Guido be still standing? Guido might take the first or the last one.
Richmond's construction.
It is though, yeah, it's true. I'm not going to even block pile, no. I mean it's Lovin. It's going to kick my butt. It's going to be 3, yeah?
Okay.
So no conditioning, no nothing.
No, of course not.
Tan 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 on the quiver. D-Ice. No. No. Deflection on inferior.
No surprises there.
It's yours. Enjoy.
Ariete tries to block.
Okay. Do your thing.
Can we pan out a bit, director, to see what the next player is doing?
Slap you back. I prevented slap.
Slap you back.
Yes, a bit more. The following player.
Because
Yeah, a bit more, please.
well, that is fabulous.
The bleed is
Fast.
being bounced to
I need to
Moisco. I didn't see if
Wait for govern, yeah.
eventually I
blocked
need
it
to
or not.
cycle all the red cards I have. Friendly, please, for 1.
No.
yeah, you can pan up a bit more. Yes, nice, thank you.
Angelica's going to take 1 for the team.
Yeah,
Use
so now you can
block
turn
pile.
to
Okay. You blocked me.
turn to
With 4 range,
yeah, thanks.
I have nothing.
Me neither.
My range is short.
Same here. No
Okay.
grapples.
No grapples. I
Yeah, that's nice.
whack you with a stick.
I punch you with my hand.
So you took 2 damage.
I saw it.
So I prevented the press.
Mhm.
Superior because stuff.
Because of next round, no priest.
Are you gonna press?
I'm going to press.
No priest.
Me neither.
No maneuvers.
Me neither.
You're gonna strike?
Yeah, strike you with the
Hands. Come on, Angelica, you can do that. You can do this. Keep it up, keep it up.
Rescue Camarilla!
Good.
Yeah, because Guido's still up. You can't. There's no chance in hell you can pass Guido.
Prevent with the press. It's
Oh,
superior.
oh dear. That's really sad.
I don't know.
Um,
One more go.
I don't know that
You punch me
also
for
these
1,
are
Yes.
I whack you for 2.
Exactly.
Did you place that card?
I don't know.
No, I did not.
because at least I saw one
Okay, yeah.
copy of this disarm.
Yeah, so
I
it's
Are we gonna be contented
so
with that?
liberally using the prevents for sort of regular damages.
Yeah.
I'll just prevent instead of burning the blood. Inferior. Inferior.
Inferior.
Yes.
Well, that's fair.
Then I replace again.
Press.
There is no
No,
press.
there's no.
Inferior.
Inferior.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
from whatever,
Whatever.
from whatever, they have ways.
Boxed in.
Yeah.
This is bad. This is really bad.
It's kind of funny, but I think Kehena is ruining this game.
Yeah.
mentioned with how awesome your hands.
So once again, we go gone
So
a
I
bit
think that's the
further,
leader one.
as it still is Tiago's turn.
Wait a minute. I have a feeling that it's not going to be friendly at all.
It is, actually.
Yeah, I'm going to take it in.
It's one. Edge, please.
Yeah, you will.
I bleed a 1.
Told you it was friendly. My hand is, well, okay. So I pay 1 to C1. Awesome. And I pass.
And should have gone locks.
No, it's actually better.
Master
Yeah.
car me back from storage.
Okay.
Just a little too late. So whenever lamps of below 4 capacity go into
Okay.
torpor, I store them into my freezer and eventually get some blood out of them.
Below 4 or 4.
Try to appropriate for the green.
What's below 4?
Below 4.
Below 4.
Yeah. Up until 3.
Yeah.
There's still one go.
Yeah, so that would be Ariette.
Okay.
And Angelic is going to do a hunt.
Hunt.
Hunt. Yes. I'm going to survive to my best abilities. Oh my god, no, don't do that. Why would you do that?
Why would I do that?
Why would you? Why would you do that?
Cycle yourself, man.
Exactly.
friendly.
Let's do that then. I'm gonna do... Yeah. Plus 1
Yeah,
stealth.
that's good.
You
Thanks.
can't do it at.
So I am.
Now that you're dry,
Burn your blood. Burn your blood.
I do.
So you do.
Second tradition.
Second tradition.
Superior.
There are no inferiors or superiors there.
What is the action?
Hunt. Well, I do have plenty of blood to play inferior Shroud of Absence.
Yes.
So that's a 3 stealth now.
Awesome.
You got up that now?
You hunt.
Awesome. Come on, Angelica.
You can do it. See, cycle
That was
your
the
hand.
worst hunt ever.
Cycle to your hand. See.
That was the worst hunt ever.
Now you have everything you need to kill your prey.
Yeah. Alright, good. What are you gonna do? Jesus. I told you how this game would go.
Yeah.
It's been more than 15 minutes,
it's
but
been more
like,
than 15 minutes. I think 1 hour.
transferring this back, transferring this here.
How much time do we have?
Yeah, I'll check. 56 minutes.
Okay.
Left.
Bit less.
Discarding Under Siege. I'm done. I'm finished.
Top seed curse. It's a thing.
Yeah, it's a good curse.
Let's make Ariette immune to that.
No!
crazy thing.
My plan. My blood gain plan.
Schiller's Auspex.
No students.
You know it would be funny if they started using wormwood.
Oh yeah, that would
Everybody
be
is a
fun.
small vampire.
It's hard to pull off.
Yeah, but with their powers combined, they can
Ariette
summon,
Powers combined.
tries
they can
to
summon Captain Planet.
play some operations.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't got enough yet.
Not on my watch.
Okay, you block me.
Yeah.
No pre-range.
No.
I take range.
Okay.
I
That
play
was
as
actually
superior
pretty
because I'm
solid.
good guy anyhow.
Yeah, this is good.
Isn't
that fair?
Yeah.
I will shoot you for 1.
1, yeah.
2 damage.
Yeah, it's 2.
Tempting.
Do it.
Yeah, what the hell? Let's press.
No. Okay. No pre-range, no maneuver.
But 4K. Yeah, 4K.
But then again, it's nice that you took the time and effort to come all the way up here for your tournament win. So
That's not the reason I came here, actually.
but it's about extra benefits. Nice
so-
little extra.
I'm just running on automatic.
What to do? What to do? Your automatic's doing pretty fine.
There we have the setup. Judge Petri is standing there, and switch over. No problem.
How many pool do you have?
9.
Okay.
Not much.
Exactly.
9!
Das ist 9 zu viel.
I guess neighbor John is going to bleed.
Going to bleed.
We have all the defend detect.
That's true. I will not block it.
Aye. Let's move. Since that went so well, I guess we're going to
Tap out.
tap out, yeah.
By the way, Janne, did you notice Tommy have 20 pool?
Yes, I just checked. Yeah.
There are people
Most of
who don't have
110.
Yeah.
If I
That's
have
that's 8
counted correctly.
8 or 9. Yeah.
9. I guess it's 9.
Yeah. Half of the minions are also.
Those
prey on their
little
prey.
sticks are matches are very
It would be great. It is great.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, you probably know because you use them all the time.
yeah.
No, but
Is that the reason why?
yeah. And even today, Diego counted one game. And also wrong.
Yeah.
I had 11 pool, and after hitting that I had only 10,
Yeah.
and after he had played 10, he asked, why you are still in the game? I have one pool left.
Yeah, you crafty old dog, you.
Isn't that fair? That's pretty cool.
So your plan here is to just remove me and then go.
That would be good if I could.
Of course.
But I'm not gonna do that. You can.
That's the reason that you can actually ask other people how many pool you have if you are a bit uncertain.
Yeah, that's true. And especially when your opponent
But it
is
is true
using
that you have
matches,
pressure.
I recommend it to ask before you start to make asking movement.
Or lunging movements.
Yeah.
Which my sort of, oh, I didn't oust. Now I'm gonna oust it myself.
He doesn't have a predator.
See,
Been there, done that.
I mean that's not trash talk. I mean that's not trash talk.
Okay, now the turn is switching over to Tommy. Untapping there. So
unlocking.
Yeah, unlocking indeed. Yeah. No, if you keep, yeah. Tommy's actually in pretty good position. Moisku is kinda between rock and a hard place. Having lost plenty of minions, having pressure from dominate from behind. Actually, three players with dominate.
Yeah, but
Tommy still has plenty of pool.
yeah, but I think that Peetu lost a little bit his game tempo, and
Yeah.
I think that he didn't look like too happy to his current situation.
Probably not. That's Millicent Smith.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to do their best.
I'm trying to do my best and
That's
for one.
very nasty card.
Yep.
Especially in this table.
Bleed a 1, and I think Hendrik probably had 9, if I counted correctly previously. If we could just pan out a bit, we'll see Hendrik's full pool on the left. So director, yeah, that's it now. That's 11. 11 left after the. Yeah. So it's another bleed then.
Block.
Okay. You got me.
Okay. I got a stick.
Okay.
Stick. And if I see correctly, the Nefandus only has 1 life left, so we'll.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
It's for 2.
Actually, it tends to be very, very tricky to get rid of those pesky critters.
Removes only 1.
Only one.
Yes. Tend to be spawn, and you. It's
Going to my
very
transfer.
rare occasion when you actually can remove them. It's rather solid preventer. Always more where those came from. I think, if I remember correctly, Tommy has something like a dozen Nefandi, 10 to dozen copies in the deck. Might be wrong on this, but
something like that.
yeah.
Choose not to
He's
discard.
not even. I don't know if he's pondering about removing the brainwashes, but apparently he just ignores them.
Yeah.
But based on how the game is actually going right now, I wouldn't be too surprised if it goes for time.
You need cards.
Neither do I. Maybe Diego have quite good setup at the moment to oust because Betus Angelica is already
Yeah, the whole set.
empty.
Yeah.
And,
Well, there's something like I think four blood on her. 1, 2, 3, 4.
The harbinger
If I see correctly, but or is it just 2? Am I counting the sort of red sleeves over here?
He's probably camp.
I think it's could it be 3?
I go for Jens Blood on Jafta.
Strong.
Not Angelica.
I was planning to put it there, but
oh well,
But you didn't.
good to have
I changed my mind.
Yeah.
Something changed his
Right.
mind.
And yeah, he does have a couple of
go
counters on
cover?
Under Siege though, so
you?
No, I think Angelica is
down to 1.
yeah.
Could be
There is only one under
That's my only action.
her
chin.
chin. Yeah.
Just vampire with me.
Could be.
I don't. No. It's
You know that you cost double.
cost double.
Govern because it's a creature.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
And if
I'm not gonna block.
Diego
It's
gets
almost
Pedro
like
out,
supernova.
I guess he
Try
can
for
get
superior
so
cover.
much boost from that he maybe can get Moscow also out.
Could be. Probably not immediately, depending on what's better going to do regarding Moisko,
Just
but
move
yeah,
me around.
it's entirely possible.
Diego and Henrik, both of them have 2 daring to dawns
Yeah.
on their decks.
So we're still, I guess, at Hendrik's turn. Hendrik being there on the right.
It's no pre.
No.
No maneuver.
No.
Hit for 2.
For 1.
Oh, I do remember that Henrik packs a lot of those indomitabilities. I mean, in one combat he played like 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah, okay.
Now, do you press?
Yeah, I press.
I brush out.
This is kind of expensive.
Oh, that's the second one, yeah.
That's really expensive.
Yeah, but it's just a game.
Okay.
I think he actually got one copy of the Daring the Dawns right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daring the Dawn and Second Tradition, at least visible from there.
There is actually 3 second tradition.
Okay.
Casualties.
And at least 1 deflection.
Yeah.
2?
Yeah, I suppose.
Very expensive. Okay.
So if we go to the seatings, the player closest to the camera is Tommy playing Nefandi. The player left to him, the kind of bald-headed guy, is Henrik playing Lodin and basically Venture Stickman. There, just opposite from us, with the headset, is Thiago Brum playing also Venture Stickman. The guy with the kind of like open neck in his shirt is Petu, the first seater, playing La Sombra with Beast, with no Beast on the table at the moment, because he kind of added that for prevention against Vini animalism. And the last player on the right is Moisku, who's playing a 419 operation. Now we can go check what Diego is going to play during his turn, and here we have the setup.
I hunt.
What a hunt!
Is it just regular bleed for
Yeah,
one?
that would be up your alley if you just can, because that's the only thing you can react to. I'm not gonna block while I have the bleeds coming in.
So do you block?
No.
I'm not gonna block.
Come on, it's 1 hunt.
No, it's actually it's hunt.
The most important actions in the game. Just after governs.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I was forced seed and got a bad seed.
Yeah.
With his script. Sad.
That is the game.
Yeah.
Don't hit the
Yeah,
player.
then we have Diego taking currently his turn, pondering what to do.
And that's exactly the thing where you really don't have to be upset about like whatever I say, because like if that really is the best you can do, then obviously it is.
not really upset.
Look at that,
Yeah,
man.
so yeah, I know, but like they are kind of going down as well. So like you're not dead. He's not going to die. He's not dead yet. You're doing very, very, very well, and I have no idea what to do against you.
Petu stating what we already saw, that actually Diego is doing rather well there, and he
Giant
probably is
would
not
have
himself
really
at the
helped me
moment.
out.
Diego is having second thoughts about it.
Jesus, that's
Also,
loading.
did you notice that
I'm not going to block bomb,
Petus,
because Emily is the only one who's...
but
Yeah.
attitude has a little bit changed.
Yeah, he's probably a bit more strung out at the moment.
Yeah.
Probably
Then
didn't
there's
have
Emily.
his opening crypt work out for him, and might not be that his deck is also... Might be that his deck is isn't working that well, which could kind of explain him playing the carver, because he's not benefiting the carver, and he's just cycling through cards in order to get something useful and pay even ready to pay one pool for it. So
I have the edge.
Yeah, you are.
Yes, you do.
deflecting the bleed to Moist,
Come on, Emily.
and actually it
Let's
went
do it.
through, I guess, because
Like
Diego
Ventures
got the
and lots of
edge.
body. On Discovery Channel.
In the shadows, you mean?
Kind of.
I'm tempted actually.
Let's have it.
or was it just a bleed one? then, because
Very well. Which one?
oh, Diego tapping out. And still using regular bleed. Probably having like conditioning in his hand.
I'm gonna block that. I block.
Okay, Pedro is taking it in, and it's just one. Okay.
I promise you, Emily and Guido will have a showdown eventually.
And we're going over to Pedro, so now we can change the view a bit.
People on
Yes.
block. On master
Let's
phase.
stay here for a
Fine.
while. Yeah, this is
You
good. Yeah,
can stay with that if you
get the
want.
overview.
The new
It
card.
uses
What was that one?
a cost of an action card.
The line.
So it
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Who can steal it?
Looks like line.
vampires.
Okay.
My friends can steal that.
For the life of me,
So
I
they do-
can't
yeah,
remember
yeah,
where
they
it
can.
does.
Cheaper?
There was weren't there a couple of options?
Yes, it does.
Or,
Yeah, super acquire cost only 1 blood.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wonder how you're gonna enjoy this.
Remember the good old days?
This gives you plenty of leverage.
yeah.
Be a good idea to
For the
do
viewers, sorry that we occasionally we commentators here blabber on top of the players because unfortunately we don't have any headphones, so we can't actually hear anything the players say. So sometimes we
Let's cycle at least.
blabber on rather
Guido
unfortunate
goes for
places.
Anarchist uprising.
Say what?
Damage per minion?
Yeah. So that's gonna be a 4
Mm.
and a 4 and a 2 and a 3 and a 2. I'm gonna take 2 of that.
Wait. I think you're a bit ahead of yourself, man.
Are you gonna play a DI? That would be the effects if it ever got like.
Goes down to 7 and Pedro's down to
No DIs?
8.
No.
No DIs, no DIs.
Nope.
Are you sure you can block this?
No, he has the black box.
Yeah. So he does. That's good for you.
So if you have a DI to spend, do it.
No. I'm going to.
Which boat is it? The
Anarchist.
uprising? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Let's see. First I try to recycle
Don't
some
do
stuff.
like 4 damage.
Super sacrosanct.
Yeah, most will say
Let's see if this is enough.
4.
Superior. Ouch.
Arm sharpening.
Seattle 3.
Yeah.
No, it's not gonna be enough. What I'm gonna do is use my wee black box.
Some stuff.
That's followed by the night for customer stuff.
Okay. So I'm not blocking it.
What about you?
Oh, it goes through.
Yourself, sir?
Not in Chicago.
Oh dear.
And Diego is using second thread.
Not in my watch.
More black boxing.
One more stuff from Pedro.
That's close together.
Okay.
Shadow boxing.
That's it.
But then again, there's the wee problem with the babes.
Actually,
You might be. I mean, the thing is that like you might be in favor of this.
he's gonna die, right?
No, I don't think so.
How many minions you control?
4,
And how much pool do you have?
7.
7.
So you take 2 damage.
Yeah, I take 2.
He takes a gazillion.
So
No, only 4.
yeah. So are we going to go to the base?
I take 3. That's a big chunk.
Yeah, at least someone's doing something against you. I mean, you already
I
got
think
like
Boyce was
govern
going
or
to die
2 or
first.
something. So
Like swap. Able to swap.
He is on.
7 and 4 and yeah.
He becomes.
3
He becomes Austin's range.
Yeah. Shall we give the
yeah, and with
BP
one,
for
I mean
top
one
seed
plot
player?
with one plot and all the weird stuff going on. I mean
gonna
that's
vote
going to be
for this?
problematic. It would be something against that.
Yeah,
It would be something against that, or something
I
against
like
like people.
I like it.
Pool move, counters move.
Then
When
tell
it
me
comes to
rock
move,
and
it's good.
roll.
Maybe he outs the spray. That's good for me.
Is it?
Yes.
Then this will stall and you win.
It's harder for you to oust him, and that's good for me.
Yeah. You also have the top shift.
I'm not a staller though.
But you still have the top sheet.
I do, yeah, well, yeah, that's true. But, what do you think about? Are we going to go with the votes?
So he's going to vote with you. So we have 4 votes.
Theoretically, yeah.
4 votes.
That's why I didn't play any more interested.
Versus my 6. 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1.
Yeah, it's 6.
Probably.
Are you going to delay it or what's happening?
I'm counting votes.
Okay.
You have 4, right?
I do have 4.
Plus 2 makes 6. I have 6 as well.
Yeah, if you burn the edge.
How will your bishop vote on this?
What bishop?
There's no bishop.
Your neighbor joins on a bishop?
No.
Oh, tough day.
That's good enough.
That would be a bit too much for fun.
Oh, yeah.
6-6.
Yeah, 6-6 against.
You're actually going to call against us?
Yeah.
Are you surprised about that?
Okay. 3 pool is 3 pool. Even if you lose 2.
And you are going to vote in favor.
2.
He said yes.
Okay. 6-6.
So I need.
I haven't.
Yeah, I mean,
it didn't say
I
anything.
haven't called the vote either.
But
I mean, you're stepping ahead of that.
Then you were talking like you had everything.
No, we didn't. But I was saying it's theoretical. Now I have actual 1 vote for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1 vote for?
So.
yeah, I'm 4.
Okay, that's at plus 3.
Yes, I have 5 against.
Okay, so then it's minus.
I mean,
6 against.
is it burned or not?
Not yet, because
And let's call
If you
in
decide-
favor.
If you decide to use it, declare that you use
Now,
it.
now it's at 6
Yeah. Then.
and at 6.
6-6.
No extra cards. That's kind of sad.
That's that.
That's sad. I was pretty sure you would have taken that.
Okay. Don't try to think like a ventureman. Keep your less sort of thing going on.
I was actually going to ask you to rescue Arietta so you could lock it and we could get rid of that one, but
Yeah, I know.
but you have too little blood.
This is very true.
If you are going to rescue
And my
her, I will
allies
block you.
would lose lots of
What?
money, man.
If you are, yeah, you can do whatever you want and get rid of that. You know.
There's about half an hour left on the
It's a last ditch effort.
Okay, 30 minutes.
Lock the
Yeah, but I
line
didn't want to lose these guys.
for
This one I could have
superior
sacrificed.
govern.
Superior
Yeah.
govern. Cost
Yeah.
only
Lock.
1.
Yeah, and using
Yeah,
the line
yeah,
to reduce the cost at the announce. They're gonna be okay.
No blocks.
Okay, block that.
Using the line to reduce the cost of govern, right?
Also,
Yeah.
Because of slow, if it's governing down, it would be costing him 2 because of the slow withering in play.
no more mean things. What I'm gonna do is influence out Gratiano.
So Gratiano, isn't it?
Yes.
Constant fleet of 2.
And also with the black box.
Oh yes, that as well. Surprising times.
just
I
wondering
don't
about
think I
discarding-
have time for a
discarding
cover
something,
grave
and
rolling. There we
We're
go.
going over to Moscow. Well, initially we thought his 419ers would be sort of a serious threat, but it seems that
I'm having tea party with Millicent here.
how table has worked out, it hasn't been much of a threat. But then again, Tommy did have a very good start regarding this, being able to immediately play the unmasking.
Does Nightmare and Nightmares now affect?
There's not enough Gehenna cards yet.
Oh, this is just an event. Yeah.
Oh no, that's not Gehenna.
One,
Yeah.
two, three. Ah, so that's Gehenna.
No. He thought that was
Yeah.
Gehenna.
So
but
this
it's
is
not.
just an event.
Do you have
That's not
to-
Gehenna.
Yeah,
That's
this is Gehenna.
Gehenna,
Okay,
and there are two
that's
more.
3 Gehenna.
So that is 3
Yeah,
Gehenna cards.
Okay, so I'm going to. I want to keep.
Importance, right?
Yes.
That night better, not night.
Well, I guess I'm going to use the operation. I was going to discard to keep her up.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So,
Yeah, vampire is the creator. Yeah.
And then you still have the discard deck?
You still have a discard deck.
And
So Mosko is the only one who's affected by Nightmares about Nightmares with the small Osebo. Getting bitten by his own dogs.
I have many of these.
Yes.
Another one of those.
The classic.
Okay. Bring my unface.
So now it's to
It's a
Tommy.
lovely deck thing.
Let's
Mosko didn't want to, obviously, because he had Millicent Smith.
for
He didn't want to
Nightmares About
Does
want to do much
need
anything, I
to
guess.
hunt while you're holding a Millicent Smith? Yes.
Definitely.
Okay.
Let's
Fine.
have.
But
Let's,
the
let's
nightmares
see, have
is also
ball.
affecting those Nefandis.
Oh, it is?
No.
Okay. It's
Like
affecting vampires.
The black box is dead.
Vampires with greater number of Gehenna cards
Are not affected.
and mortal allies are not affected.
Friendly.
So Nefandi
It
are.
is 9. Yeah. Beatrice would like to
Yeah.
go for Wakapond.
Whack-a-pond.
It's not only Nefandi, it's also the hunter,
One
the
stealth
imbued.
and one pseudo
It's not,
stealth.
it's not mortal
Yeah, yeah.
ally.
Oh,
So, second traditions.
Sure. Okay. So no Wakapond for me.
No Vagabond Mystic.
I block.
Yeah.
Yeah, on long term, that's a good block.
Looking before range.
and Henrik have still like
Sure.
But
two second tradition
In the hand.
Yeah.
Why, man?
Why?
She had one life. She's not a...
Yeah, that's enough. Yeah, sorry. Misplay.
So the imbued goes down.
stay here one.
I will. You hit me for one. No?
Yeah.
Yeah. Inferior.
Preventive with indomitability.
Going to lead you for 1.
No block.
One.
It's like, what was it one there?
Sending
There's
you
like
over.
at least 2 copies of deflection,
Going to
so
lead you for 1.
What, me?
Because of him.
Yeah.
Was it inferior?
it's going to Diego,
No, it was.
I guess.
Inferior. Okay.
What?
No. Why to him?
Director, you can
Because I don't
pan out
want
a
my
bit.
friend here to die.
Awesome. Now we're talking, teammate.
Is that
Where's going to
weird?
land? Is it going to be Diego?
It's weird.
He actually,
Defend with 2 life.
Because the thing is...
I would assume that Diego is
then the moment it
eating up the bleed of
You're
1
gonna take the
because
house.
what Henrik can bleed
so
is
gonna
like
take
6 and 5.
Yeah.
I doubt...
No,
I'm
it's-
gonna help you oust it.
Take it. What?
I think the
I've helped you enough in this game.
Graham actually has just one blood, so he can't go on condition.
I'd really love to have a gold conta or something to Angelica or something. If you guys have cloud, but I don't know.
A Golconda has been used.
Okay. Going
Yeah,
to
there
but
are plenty of gold
always play in Command of the Beast and Threat.
Or whatever.
Oh, Golconda.
In any
no
case,
chance,
the threat potential of the Ventures is a totally different scale than Nefandi bleed.
So what's up, 25? Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
That's 25 minutes.
Let's say it's going to time out.
Yeah, and I guess that 25 minutes. It's only Tiago to get 1 point from Ben.
Could be.
Tommy's situation.
Now
this
time for
situation,
something better.
like
Pentex
for
maybe or something.
bleed
I don't know.
in this table.
That would be
and,
awesome.
It's hopeless
yeah.
against Henrik's pool.
Yeah, and what we know about Henrik's hand.
Yeah. Even if he didn't have any suitable counters like untaps and bosses.
Yeah.
Try to cycle Haven on.
And
Yes.
that Millicent Smith is
Excellent.
slowing down even more.
Seems like Emily doesn't have to face good after all.
Next turn, Petu's turn.
He probably won't be doing much.
Yeah.
There's neighbor John there, so he probably don't want to risk unless he has metric ton of stealth in his hand, which would be a sort of a nice way to cycle a bit.
Are you sure you want to come here with Graham?
Come anyone with come
New vampire
Victor Donaldson. Is the Prince of Atlanta?
Yeah. I'm in no towns.
Yeah, and I will discard all. Cover?
Yeah, you
Yep.
up to his usual shenanigans, discarding governs.
Friendly B for 1.
That's not so friendly, I suppose.
Petu have only 4 pool.
Yep.
Protean on top.
Is Gratian enough to protect that pool?
Before range, I have absolutely nothing.
What's your
Me neither.
opinion?
Range,
Well,
we
it
are
seems like he's
Short is fine.
blocking at the moment.
I do slam you for 3.
Slam.
Inferior?
Yes,
He only
definitely.
has
Inferior.
inferior.
Indomitability, so it's prevent 1.
Superior?
And
Yeah.
net prevent
Still 2 coming in.
1.
Yeah.
1 coming in.
Prevent 3 altogether.
Yeah.
2 presses.
I'm gonna press me. No presses, no.
Excuse me?
You're not gonna press. You took the press though.
I know.
Okay,
Then again,
fair enough.
Petu does have
That's fair.
2 counters
It's up to
under
Yeah.
siege.
Just surprised. So is Emily.
B for 1.
It's not hopeless, but his next turn is going to be difficult, and he would definitely need to actually move forward. And the
It's
Millicent
still
does it.
Tatiana's turn. Under
Makes it a bit
siege.
hard. Yeah, there you go. Under
Second
siege.
counter on that.
Before range, I have nothing.
Yeah, neither.
Range, I
Tatiana
am
blocking.
Definitely.
Metric 1.
Slam you for 3.
Prevent 1.
You have so
Rolling
much
with
prevent in there.
punches.
Oh my
And
god.
actually- You have so much slime there.
I can make out at least 1 nocturne on Petu's hand.
Yeah, and I took 2.
Yeah.
Nothing much can be seen.
What prevent that was?
Rolling with
punches
punches.
With inferior.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I should have mentioned it.
No, that's fine. What about Mustafa?
Yeah, the air is fine how he is. I think. I know.
Awesome combat power.
And I pass.
Mine?
Yes.
So now it's Petu's turn. We need to turn the other way around.
Everyone unlocks. No masters. It's really bad. So it does. What I'm gonna do is
Yes, there
take
we have
we
it.
hunt.
Your turn.
My
Not
turn.
reacting
Is
even
it though?
despite
The
of
situation.
Millicent Smith.
This can be
And
my
then
and
return.
will be my last action if this gets through.
Of course. Too much to.
And I mean, he's totally on the second traditions. You really have to do that.
Oh, if I had, I would.
I tried to block anyway.
Yeah, most good friend block.
Dude, come on. We're gonna do an extra stealth.
Huh.
Add inferior.
Yeah.
Extra name?
You're not trying?
Well, he is.
Thing is,
Aren't he?
this could be your demise right here.
It's kind of foolhardy, I think, if
It's
most
just one
actively tries to block.
No, I wish I could.
Spade
No.
is down to 4. Spade basically just
so if
making
he's
the
not
situation
trying-
better for Tiago.
Yes.
I assume that's how it goes.
And blocking just a bit,
and I'm
not
done.
much.
I'm
just
gonna
enable
discard.
Spade to cycle, which might
What I'm gonna
also
discard
be
is
reasonable.
a Zilla's Valley. A bit rough there. There we go.
Spade's turn.
There we go.
So we go over to Moisku.
Tunefandi.
Yeah.
So
If
it's
you
down
can
to
remove
6.
one, that would be
Couple of minions.
nice.
What?
If you can remove one or two,
And basically
it would be
behind
nice.
3
Yeah, I
dominate
would
leaders.
definitely.
Luckily he has
Yeah.
Auspex
Oh, yeah,
himself,
it's
so
nice.
he can
Oh,
bounce
wow,
as well,
yeah.
but still a pretty difficult situation.
Yeah, we.
And the
Okay.
time is getting short. It's only just shy of 18 minutes left.
So, just moving directly to my discard phase and throwing away all the cards and
Okay.
make this deck work.
I have it yet.
Fun times.
So now it's
Excellent
over to
final.
Tommy.
Everything working exactly as
We
it's
just got
supposed
one,
to.
one from
Replacing
the edge, I think. Not that many pools
For
from
the
the edge
record,
have
that
been
was a
gained throughout
lie.
the game. At least I haven't been paying attention to it that much. It seems like it has
11.
been moving quite a bit.
Discarding 2 cards for Nefandi.
Discarding cards for the slow withering.
Nightmare.
Nightmares upon nightmares, sorry. Yeah.
Liquidation.
Liquidation. Dasher. Nice.
Nefandi, Nefandi,
He needs to tap the Parthenon. Right? Yeah.
Excellent, yes. This is the reason why everyone should play at least 2 Anarchist Uprisings in their decks, even if they play no votes whatsoever,
One of each. One energy surprising.
and
one
the
of other one.
Antilla Empowerment.
Because of delaying
Yeah,
tactics.
because of the line tactics, exactly. And
Such a good-
everyone should vote for them in every occasion.
Yeah, that's a different story. But okay.
They should.
Well, you
Well,
probably wouldn't put
that's
that
kind
shadow
of
up,
with my-
and
my-
you
not with
already
my
did that,
crew.
probably.
Probably.
So I kinda
To your
see
hand?
the
We
aspect.
really have
You should have voted for it.
Let's see.
Yeah, in hindsight,
6. I should have 5.
you still have
Am
to
I
make a
right?
decision.
1 for Tyre and 1
This
for.
was
Yeah.
the
Could replace
Yeah, it's
that
pretty
spec.
harsh.
Ah,
Yeah,
sure.
pretty harsh.
What did you take to your hand?
I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, what's he speaking for? His returns from the Usher. Trap, Usher, Molotov cocktail, Carlton, couple of deflections, probably some, yeah, there's Usher. Vagabond Mystic, one of the intercept locations, the radios,
Trap.
W, whatever. And he's taking trap into his hand. shuffle. We have less than 15
I
minutes.
already got 3 pools from Ashurs too.
Yeah.
Okay. Basically, I was.
I would kinda assume that Tiago has the best chances here. Hendrik really can't go forward that much because he basically just benefit Tiago.
Yes, that's true. And Tommy can get Henrik at
one
at
last
least
turn.
out
No.
for this 14 minutes.
No block. One.
And
Tiago, it's for you.
Moscow's situation is also
Yeah, play for 1
pretty
with Nefandi.
ruined.
Tommy having 20 pool.
Yeah.
He hasn't been able to move a single pool from Tommy to his 419ers.
Or actually,
Actually, even played any of them.
Yeah.
Tiago, it's for you.
Every one of them has been blocked.
Oh, sorry, no block.
They were superiors. Alright.
Oh,
So they were, yeah.
2 and 2.
Moscow
Was it Graham
also a
who
little
played
bit
the first one?
unlucky that
first one,
he
yeah.
haven't drawn his the rising
Well, if the action already concluded, I would say that
with
he
that
just burns
card.
an extra plot.
Tommy's
Because they
yeah,
that all
I
change
can-
game state place.
would be
And now you're all
Totally
yeah. Is
zero.
that okay?
Yeah,
So,
but well,
Yeah.
say one blood.
Moscow hasn't been able to play that many
Or
cards. So
Tiago power game.
cycling through the deck hasn't been happening much for him. So he probably has just one copy of that card. So
Yeah, okay, but yeah, okay.
No, I
No, that was me,
because
kind of asking, half asking, half saying. Yeah.
1.
To me, right?
Yeah. 2 moments.
Tommy's bleed of 1 is at the moment going to Tiago, and he's not deflecting it forward. So his possible bounces for Hendrik's bigger bleeds.
try to block.
Tommy's moving full out with Nefandi. See, noticing that something needs to be happening in order for him to
You're gonna
gain a
insert
win.
the dog in the burning house.
No
Who says
restraints.
it's fine?
Close range.
Close range.
Tarot Wackles.
Hit for 2.
3. Then.
Prevent. But wait for it.
It's dead.
Yeah, it's dead. Oh, it's
Yeah,
dead.
I'm dead.
Yeah. So inferior, of course. I'm tired.
Yeah. Point 2.
Tired.
I'm more tired.
I'm
Let's have
turning.
a contest. The one who
Fundy.
wins was the least tired, probably. Only fair.
Moisku.
So
Please.
even though Hendrik just destroyed one of the Nefandos, Nefandi, and prevented all damage to himself with hidden strength,
No discards.
obviously with
Sorry,
Undo,
I have to replace that.
Tommy got a
Liquidation
new Nefandi to
And 10.
replace.
FBI.
The FBI doesn't count for Gehenas.
No, it's government.
I don't know.
Special Affairs Division.
Are
Yeah.
you going to take a lunch?
I didn't throw into anything exciting.
Okay, yeah. You might still have an extra turn, but then again, you're going to have Millicent on that turn, so. Like anything could happen in 10 minutes. You might still have 2.
Slightly under 11 minutes, I'd say. Everybody will have 1 more turn. Some might have 2.
Another troublemaker?
Yeah, I was thinking about it, but didn't
I
draw
think
any.
Tiago will have, depending on how Hendrik goes there. Actually, director, you can you can shift the view a bit.
I won't be
But
alive
not
in my
not that turn.
I won't be alive in my turn to do it. At least the deck wins the tournament.
Yeah, basically, Tiago might have 1 if he's lucky 2 rounds.
I'm not going to
He might have to risk it now in order to move out pair to move full forward, and even with the Millicent, just risk of getting got. Just try to get the 4 remaining pool from Peetu.
No.
It's possible that he might.
or just pass it weekly.
Yeah, yeah, indeed. Yeah,
learn
yeah, yeah,
and-
yeah.
and hope to
I'm
get,
really glad I didn't play in the same tables as you guys.
One, one, two.
or if
And I
he
was like,
have
okay.
At least I got to play
those
some vampire
daring
instead of
dawns
Yeah, yeah.
in his hand,
My point
Then it
was
doesn't
like,
matter.
I'm so tired that
make
at
the
least
move.
I'm
But
not going
then
to
again,
find
during the dawn, it doesn't really help you out if Peter has deflections. So I mean,
Horrible dream.
and Moisco has
Dream
what,
world, dream world.
6 or 7 at the moment. So basically,
Yeah, yeah, of course.
the best option for him would be like Henrik bleeding once, and then bleeding once himself as well. Probably not.
Millicent action time.
So
No, it's
no,
no, don't try it.
Not yet.
yeah, 'cause trying to shift the cards forward in the beginning of his turn, not the end of the turn. Sly move there.
I need to discard something, I guess, or not.
So now we see Hendrik didn't bleed at all.
It's been here since the opening hand, but
You
I
have
guess
to
it's time
discard
to
it.
discard the ivory ball.
You both guys this.
There you go.
Awesome.
No, pass it turn.
Now, what I'm gonna do?
Is win this game,
No.
please.
Unlock Angelica. No masters. No masters.
It's gonna win
And do
it's gonna win otherwise.
an inferior nocturne with Gratiano. Inferior nocturne. Det är nocturne tid. I will stealth through you with blankets denied. Yes.
Still?
It is true. No, yeah, a total of 2. A total of 2.
Wait. Before.
Inferior.
Can you handle this? Wait.
Jesus, it's just going to be a defensive turn.
Yeah.
This is my own action.
Yeah, but I'm still going to watch
Oh, fair enough.
No, he can play more obfuscation.
Do you have 2 bloods?
But I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm blocked.
How many bloods do you burn?
I'm playing it inferior,
Inferior.
but it
yeah.
still cost me.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
intercept.
so
So
it's fine.
I thought you
I'm
are
blocked.
Correct.
Okay, so do you...
I set range.
So that was cool.
And
And
thank you.
we're at long range with the sniper rifle.
And my strike will be your DI bait, which is superior shadow bait, shadow body. Competence,
Continuous
and I
walk through it.
continue action.
The thing is, you declared the nocturne at superior inferior.
Inferior.
No one tap.
It does untap.
Yeah, of course it's
It does.
Okay, you can
Can't play second one.
People tend to be
Command
using
DI.
inferiors at the moment because of the slow withering.
Yeah, but I will.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
My strike will be.
So you take 2 damage.
2 damage. Bang.
Target vitals?
Unfortunately, no, but I'm good at a taste of white tail.
Yes.
But it's a handy taste for Moisco.
This was horrible. Sad. Really sad.
6 more minutes, so...
I wonder if you're
Oh,
gonna
that's
are you gonna give
6
me
minutes. We need to
another
play.
I mean,
No, Jesus. What's wrong with you guys?
But then again, it's it's
what I
Petro's
wanna
turn
do
and
then
he's
is,
and first
discarding
seater.
the
He's not exactly playing it slow at the moment, but still.
Guys, why?
I didn't have neither of them.
And I think
I didn't have
it's
either of
Moisco's
the
turn right now. Yeah.
Peter played
So I
his
can
turn
close the house.
reasonable.
Yeah.
Weakly.
Yeah. No stalling there.
What?
I could send Canonical to teleport.
3 minions, you could
Oh,
use
Everybody
like
would turn against me because
5 minutes.
That's what
to your
should have been done
turn.
from the get-go.
Easily.
Depends.
turning
You
against me.
use
Yeah.
master
That's
phase.
just you spewing your usual La Sombra
My usual
Then
Sombra
your face.
hatred.
thing. Go just full of love.
Ever
I
since
mean,
I've
you can
known
see
you,
your
you're the same thing.
influence,
You can see the
and
big
then
flower.
also
I mean, if you have a
deciding
flower in your
what
hand, you
card
can't
to
be that-
discard.
that bad
More
person.
intercept.
Yeah, no block.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care anymore.
Mr. Winthrop. Is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I had a chance at an ice at one point when you were type 8, but I displayed that. So
It doesn't matter.
Yep.
I don't care anymore.
Discard now.
4.5 minutes. It's Tommy's turn. I'd say the only ones that have possible
To win this game.
are Diego and Peetu. The fifth seeder and the first seeder.
Hopefully.
And
You host.
fifth seed
I don't have time.
in this game.
Probably will. It's for a minute.
Well, Peetu has the upper hand because if his time is out, he wins.
He needs to go for an ice.
Here it
He
is.
is the only option.
No,
It's like he
Tommy
can't win
Henrik will play.
without going for a lung.
Is one.
No. Fast and
And same goes for Endo.
Inferior. You.
A bit of what?
3, 2 for 1 with Nefandi. Does that thing work on allies?
That's redirection, I think.
Or redirection does, yeah.
I don't know why Henrik actually bothers. He has 10 pull. He can eat anything Tommy can dish out.
Yes, exactly.
Can we actually pan out a bit so we see the whole table?
I rolled
These,
this one.
these might land anywhere.
I can attempt to block.
Okay, can block.
Shuffle the deck.
Yep.
You want to shuffle? Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah,
else.
someone can do that.
Break it because there's 3 minutes left. So you take the damage?
No, I attempt to block.
Okay, that's me.
Yep. Hit for 2.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
So it's over to Peetu at the moment.
Inferior.
inferior.
No, it can't.
3, 2 for 1.
Okay, 1. Edge.
Yeah.
Edge moves. Which is relevant. But
It might be.
3, 2 for 1.
So Diego took the bleed. Peetu still has the 4, so Diego took the bleed,
My bounce.
obviously. Henrik really can't sort of imagine that if he starts bleeding, he'd bleed Diego out.
Probably
Really,
doesn't.
Diego must have bounces enough.
Two.
So
Kill 2, sorry.
there's slim chance he doesn't, but I mean,
Okay.
not really.
All Diego's vampires are
Up at the moment.
untapped, and Henrik
Fast
have
turn.
only one daring to dawn
Yeah.
in sand, and another is already in discard pile.
Yeah,
Are you going to try to take the oath now or not?
he could be playing bonding.
I can't help.
You can't.
Yes.
Okay, fair. Yeah, well,
It's
Turn
possible.
and let's see.
yeah, exactly. Just pass the turn and let's see if he can do that.
6.
This is actually a good view because now we see Henrik there on the right, Diego on the center, and Peetu on the left because these are the sort of players that are happening. But we probably have something like 2 minutes left or something.
Yeah. I said you can. Sorry.
Try for.
Don't use the troublemaker.
please do.
Exactly.
It's 40 seconds,
Yeah,
man.
I can use it.
Hey, come on, what the hell?
These two?
Yes.
If you can't oust, why?
42 seconds, yeah. It's going to Peetu. Was it Pentax? Pentax
Sure.
somewhere?
Yes.
Yeah. But it's
Oh yeah,
it's
well,
safely to Peetu.
If only he gets
there's new rules about this, isn't there?
There is two walking stick at the moment. Henrik's hand.
Yeah.
Domain.
Hey, Jesus, come on.
Redirection
Do an action.
and daring to
Yeah.
dawn.
20 seconds. 19, 18, 17.
Not
Sorry,
helpful.
mate. I mean, I would have.
No action. I will discard.
Pass?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's Henrik, and so now it's Diego, and Diego has like 5 seconds left. Tap with. So now he needs to bleed if he wants
Do
to
an
win.
action, do an action.
And that's it.
You can't do any more action.
Yeah. So
But,
there you have it, a rather too conventional and I mean like something that happens way too often. You you get a very difficult table and
Yeah.
get a timeout,
It is
which
true.
is
This
sort
is
of
true.
like a wimpy way of winning. But then again, happens too often though.
Did you have
But
dawn
well,
operation or something?
Bed played
Wait a second, just wait a
three
second. Did you have a dawn operation or something? Okay,
preliminary
fair enough.
rounds
Thank you very much.
very well.
Yeah.
He got 3 game
Game
wins.
and 10 victory points. So basically, yeah, that's
So,
happens.
in my opinion,
He deserved it. Yeah, certainly. So, but it kind of would have been very grand for the fifth seeder to actually win.
yeah.
Okay, let's go over there and have some prices. The guys, we actually we have some Sabbath War rare sets, not full rare sets, but something like third of the Sabbath War rares. For every participant in the finals, courtesy of Fantasy Apelit, and also one of those nifty acrylic edges that came out with the release of one set. It could have been Twilight Rebellion, I think, or perhaps not. I'm not totally sure. But let's go over and hand those to people.
take you too long for this, I guess?
Did you really want me to do something like?
Well, yeah,
Because if I bleed,
I would have wanted you to block some more.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You rush with the havens, and at the moment
The best around. Thank you for
we discussed that, I
had this.
believe would have been about
The organizers.
Yeah.
The other three guys.
Okay.
So
As the winner of our ECQ, you get very nice rare set.
But that's actually it. I don't have this.
And awesome edge. And
Which I didn't have before.
all the remaining players also get a sort of Sabbath War rare set. Which does unfortunately contain each and every one rare, something probably like third of the rares. But some nice stuff like Whirlpool and stuff.
Mind rapes and something.
I don't think
there is.
Is there a mind trade?
There is.
This is going to be my first mind trade.
If there is complete set, there is mind rape.
It's a very nice.
Is there a mind trade?
Yes, there is. On the boosters, there is.
I do have a mind trade now.
nice.
I do have a mind trade.
Yes, you won the tournament and you're officially you can be a rapist right now.
Yeah. With big capas sombras, like you like.
Oh,
It's actually beast deck though.
I was like drawing cards and uncoiling and
Yeah, of course.
remove one of those. Yeah, the one with the great.
It's actually a Guido deck, so it's a good thing I brought Guido first. Guido is the star. Yeah.
Anybody want to say something in an interview? I was thinking about interviewing Pedro. Anybody else want to say something? Might be a difficult situation for. It
Well,
seems
seriously.
like Moisky didn't have his deck working properly, and Tommy having excellent setup, getting the
The question was what?
Kind of problem with that.
No, it should not be. It should
What is
not
that
be.
in a car?
Bra som bra, Guido var så bra.
It won, didn't it?
It did though.
I can discard 3 cards,
But then again, yeah, I really would have wanted you to have a final after.
Yeah, that's what we thought.
No one else could feel
No, but probably have just one copy of
kinda
that, and
goes
it could be anywhere.
for my sense of a gentleman's agreement, kinda.
I understand.
I did have the banners, but like at some points I didn't. So like it would have been, in my opinion, something like kind of fair to have that. Vain vaseerata. Kuinka hyvä? Hei, me tarvitsemme Kuidon tähän. Kuido on siellä.
Testi. 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 No.
Okay, people. Now we have here the winner of Finnish ECQ 2017, Peetu Makkonen. Congratulations, Peetu.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So it's winner takes it all then.
I don't know what's the all, but yeah, I got the thing. It went to time, so in that sense, it was not probably the most, let's say, most action-paced or action-packed final there is. But like, yeah, hey, people do win tournaments when they're top seed and when it goes to time. That's
Indeed. So, and you had sort of a, to us commentators, a rather close call because we thought the winner either is going to be you or Tiago, with you down on 4 pool and basically under 2 dominate guys. So there was to us a highly big possibility that Tiago actually could have sort of made it and ousted you.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I'd have to say that at the very end, the problem was not exactly the dominate people like back. The most dangerous turns I had were the ones where I was like first into combat. Tiago's combat is way more potent than mine is, because Fortitude is so let's say potent. Yeah, Fortitude is very good in combat, and it grinds me down. He was very close to grinding me down. If he would have gone all the way in combat with Angelica, like around halfway through the finals, he probably would have taken me down. Without Angelica and with so few vampires, it was really hard to keep up with the blood costs and with blood as a whole. So I was really low on blood. But at the end, I wasn't so much dropping out. The most dangerous ones were in the middle of the game.
Yeah, you got Gratiano out, and but before that, Angelica was down to one blood, and the other was down to 2. So you had sort of a time of low blood. How much do you think affected the Gehenna events affected the play?
Not really much though. At that table, they weren't that much of a hassle. If we would have had an hour more or something like that, it would have been way worse, I'd say. We didn't have too many small caps, and most of the Gehenna events affected the small cap vampires. We didn't have many of those.
Basically, Moisco got affected by his own Gehenna event. But
Oh,
also,
yeah.
Tommy just said to me that he was sort of in a bad spot because of the nightmares upon nightmares, having to discard a card for each Nefandi each turn. So he couldn't sort of bring out too many of those.
Well, that's fair. Yeah, I think so. I don't think that, like, looking at that from cross table, he was that much in a pinch.
No, definitely he had a huge amount of pull, like 20.
Yeah, and like his oust mechanism was just like bleeding for once and once, which didn't go. I mean, the events were not affected by that at all.
Well, kind of were, because the bleeds of 1 are much more effective when you have a horde of them, not 3 or 4.
That's fair, yeah, that's true. But then again, like, he brought Nefandi out. The guys next to him killed some Nefandi. It's kind of like the guys kept him in check more than the Gehennas, I think. But then again, I was concentrating on my game and my survival, especially my survival. I had 1 turn off on chance for an oust. I think I misplayed that. It didn't come and haunt me back. So that all went down pretty well in my.
Any commentary regarding the play of other guys? Anything you noticed that were a threat, or did somebody play round badly, or?
No, I don't think so. I think when you're playing in the finals, especially with so slow decks, you probably would have wanted to
like keep your pace up, you know, and take a bit more risks. When you're playing dominate and such, you might take a bit more launch effects. Let's say to my cross table, the Ventru could have probably been a bit more aggressive. I'm really glad that they weren't.
Yes, that's my thought exactly, because if we were rather aggressive, depending on how much bounces Thiago had, you could have been in really dire straits.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. But like considering his position, the pressure from his back, it didn't seem like it was so bad that he couldn't have like, you know, pressured a bit more. He was playing a bit more defensively than I suspected he would.
Yeah, and actually we saw some of his hands occasionally, and he did have some combat, which could be used for torporizing the Nefandi, and also some second traditions as well. So to us, and especially him having a round 10 pool against a couple of Nefandi, like three Nefandi or so, we didn't view that or perceive it him being in any kind of problem with them. He basically had the situation in control, and my personal guess is that he also didn't want to sort of try to lunge too much, because Thiago did have something like 15, 12 pools towards the end from basically half game, and you kind of need like couple of lucky bleeds that actually sink into your prey in order to oust that. If Henrik had started bleeding out, those it would have been highly likely that those bleeds would have landed on you, and you were kind of low on pool. After a couple of bleeds, you need to either bounce them or block them, and then Thiago would have had three dominate guys to bleed you. So there was high risk for you, at least. That's what Aksu and me perceived.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was highly and very dangerous time, like all final. I mean, the whole game was like really hard on me. I couldn't take too many actions, like at all. I was really lucky to draw into my stealth, for example, so I didn't die to all of the blocks. I'd say that I won because the others were so defensive. That was the thing. Like I just kept alive. I didn't even try to take ousts. I didn't need to be offensive. The other guys would have needed to.
Of course, that's the sort of a niftiness of the current system, or the system that has been around for ages, where the first seeder is sort of a winning, but by default if somebody else is not ousting anybody. And I would say that you kind of deserve, not kind of, but you certainly deserved the game win based on the performance on the other 3 rounds, 3 game wins and 10 victory points. That's pretty much as much as could be gotten, because were you in any of those 4-player tables? Because we had quite a few 4-player tables.
Yeah, the last one was 4-player. Yeah, the first 2 rounds I was playing in 5 like full tables.
Yeah. Okay, so basically you were 4 points under what you could have actually gotten.
Yeah, and from the very first table, I could have probably, we had like 15 seconds time. I just like kind of forgot that the last player was there. I could have probably just passed the turn. He passed the turn. I could have tried to oust more, but yeah, it went very well. The preliminary rounds were really good for me.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's more or less everything I had. Do you have anything to say to the viewers?
No, I'm really pleased with Guido. Guido showed up in 3 games of the whole 4. Guido took an oust. Guido was there all the time supporting me. Guido was excellent. I'm really happy with Guido's performance.
Yeah, go Guido. And everybody, remember, play more BTS. Thank you for watching.